Okay, I think I got it together now. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located, and thank you for joining me. My name is Rob, also known as DC Born Rob or DC Rob. And in this video, I am going to discuss, well, let's say it's the second part of our last live about online scams and dating in another country. So we're going to discuss that today, as well as any other scams that you can think of today. Just go ahead and give us a shout, and we will go from there. Anyone who is in the WhatsApp chat group, you're able to call in, and just once I get going, I'll just give you the nod. If you'd like to call in and discuss any of online scams, money scams, any travel scams at all, let me know. I'm trying to pass on as much information as I can to you guys to get you there safely and back safely and enjoy yourself in between. Also want to give a shout out to Sweet Georgia Cafe. If you are in Medellin, Colombia, you need to stop by Sweet Georgia Cafe, either the Laureles location or the Poblado location. Poblado is the sports bar. This is my phone. It's going to be in front of me in a little while because I'm going to have Israel call back in to finish up his story. If you recall, the other day I did a story and I had no power. So it's been a rough week here in Texas. Power finally came back on Wednesday evening, and then we had no water, or I had no water. And now it's the bull water. It's still a mess, but we're working through. This too shall pass. Also want to give a shout out to Brooklyn's Restaurant. Actually, Terrence, one of our viewers, was there for his birthday last night, had a birthday celebration at Brooklyn's and had a blast. So thanks to Chef Jay. If you are in the area, remember a percentage of your check at Brooklyn's Restaurant will go to our charity. And for my channel and this group, our charity is the Comuna 8, up on the side of the mountain, the El Faro neighborhood. I also want to announce that, of course, I didn't charge for anything after 100 to get in the group, and I'm not going to do that. If you want to give, just ask me for the details, and you're welcome to donate. It's via PayPal, sorry. And I am going to be donating this week $100. And for the first time ever in my relationship with my girlfriend, I asked her the other morning, I said, hey, I never asked you for any money, right? Yeah. I said, I'm going to donate $100 to the Comuna 8 charity. Can you match it? And she said, yes. So that's $200 coming from this side, from Houston, Texas. So anyone else is welcome to join in. Hey, Melvin, welcome to the group. And I'm going to go a little bit slow in the beginning to wait until a few more people come on. And what I see is always, I don't know, 30 seconds, 60 seconds late. But again, a shout out to Sweet Georgia Cafe. If you want resources, that's where you go. Brooklyn's, and you want good food and resources, I would assume too. He's getting established now, so a bunch of you guys already know about it. So stop by and say, see Chef Jay, tell him Rob sent you, or DC Rob sent you, because there's a bunch of Robs, or DC Born Rob. And also, and thanks again to everybody who is taking Andres as a pickup and drop off from the airport or to get your test. Again, a percentage of that is also going to my charity there, which is the Comuna 8 neighborhood of El Faro. And by all means, take that tour. Take that tour. You will see how people live, and probably not as well as you are in the United States. So don't just hang at Parquilletas. I mean, do something. Go paragliding like Terrence did. That's still my best physical experience there. Guatapé kicked my butt for real. I walked El Piñol, and yeah, somebody said I forgot it. I think it was Rose said he did it in 7 minutes. Yeah, not me. Watch my video. Not me. I don't know how long it took, and I went twice, which means I'm not that smart. And just remember, the air is thinner up there too. So anyway, so again, for everybody who's taken Andres, a percentage of that fee and his tours. Remember, he's doing the airport pickups and drop-offs for me and my channel and the WhatsApp group guys. Just as a courtesy for me, his job is a tour company, Nomad Travel. So reach out to Andres. His information will be below in the description of all my videos. Again, and I've already mentioned Sweet Georgia Cafe in Brooklyn. So to the topic, I pulled up a couple of sources ahead of time earlier. One is the state.gov. on international finance scams. It's actually travel.state.gov if you want to find it. And it just goes over a few international financial scams. It looks like some of it's a little bit outdated, but it just says U.S. citizens can become victims of scams at home or abroad. There are many different types of scams, but they all share one common goal: monetary gain for the scammer. So they're trying to get your money. The romance scam: someone you have not met in person quickly offers friendship, romance, and or marriage. Quickly, you determine what quickly is. Be skeptical if the person asks for money to pay hospital bills, visa fees, or legal expenses, or seem to have many sudden problems overseas. Like the mother's sick, they need to pay for whatever for their phone so they can charge their phone. And there's a link to infographic on this website too. Again, it's travel.state.gov. Grandparent relative scam, it says. A person contacts grandparents or other relatives pretending to be a grandchild, niece, nephew, or other family member who needs money right away. None of these I don't think will work on me. I'm skeptical by nature. So, for me to even find a charity, I had to actually go and see where the money is going. So that's why I'm choosing this charity. Reach out immediately and direct the family member purportedly needing money to verify the situation. Okay, is drug scam. The scammer makes contact by phone or email and offers a job overseas, the opportunity, charity work, and requests some transport documents, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Thanks, Dennis, for 7. Thanks to come in. If you're not on the group already, go ahead and jump into the group. We're still working out the details for the group, but lots of information there. Lots of travel information to Colombia, whether Cartagena, Bogota, or Medellin, or there's a bunch of guys at Santa Marta. I got a friend in Santa Marta right now. These guys are getting around, and a lot of these people are professionals, professional travelers. Actually, our moderator is on his way down too. I don't know if he's landed yet, but if you get there, Luis, and you're watching this, do me a favor and call in. Let us know how it's going. I asked him to video record his experience. So for new people who have not been to Medellin, Colombia before, you'll see what it's like and what the airport looks like, and going through the checkmate process and all that good stuff. Okay. Let's see. I have another one that there's just, I guess, a couple of bullet points. One says, number 1, slow down and talk to someone you trust. Don't let a scammer rush you. So if you feel like you've been rushed, red flag. Okay. Never transfer money from your bank account, buy gifts, or wire money to an online love interest. You won't get it back. Okay. 3 says, contact your bank right away if you think that you've sent money to a scammer. I don't know what you can do unless it's on a credit card. But anyway. Report the experience to online dating site, Federal Trade Commission, and there's a report fraud.ftc.gov, which I guess is Federal Trade Commission. Okay, so here's a good one. It's like 15 things that you need to look for in online dating scams. It says, number 1, their profile is bare, meaning there's nothing on their profile. So whatever dating site that you're on, it's just empty. And chances are they probably set up 50 of them with 50 different pictures. The person either doesn't care about finding a date or partner, or is a scammer, one or the other. Why would someone be on a dating site but not provide some information? Good one. 2, they only post a couple of photos or none at all. That's true. That's just like if you buy anything. I said that last week for Airbnbs. If they only got a couple of pictures on the inside, yeah, that ain't for you. They only got a couple pictures of the outside. That's probably not for you either. They only post a couple of photos. Okay, that said that. 3, they make a lot of grammar and spelling mistakes. He says, we're not all trained journalists and make mistakes. Mistakes are bound to happen. However, if someone is on a dating site or app is constantly spelling words wrong and forgetting commas, periods, and question marks, you'll want to be on your toes. I wonder how so, but it's true that English might not be their first language and they deserve the benefit of the doubt, but just keep in mind, what does this mean? Scammers can't, oh, a lot of scammers are based in Nigeria. So I don't know what that means. They don't grammatically write their, I guess, post up. Number 4, they ask a lot of personal questions, but avoids yours. Okay, that's a good one. Initial part of online dating is about getting to know your matches. So you'll be answering a lot of questions from them, but you'll also be asking plenty of questions yourself. So make sure you get those answers. Number 5 says they immediately want to leave the site and switch to email. Oh, hey, come off of here and we can talk, whatever, give me your number. It says every dating site and app has a messaging system that allows members to privately communicate. When a new match wants to leave the site after one message and ask to email or text instead, it's a little weird. So there you go. Don't jump off the site, stay on the site. Number 6 says their life seems too good to be true. You don't want to go into online dating with a pessimistic outlook, but you do want to have somewhat a guard up. And if you have a match telling you about their big house, fancy cars, extravagant trips, great job, and wonderful family, it could all be very well true. It has to be both sides too, coming from this side. 7 says they tell you they love you very early on in the relationship. So we're all probably heard stories of people falling in love almost immediately, and they're still together to this day. The same can happen with online dating. However, it's smart to be realistic and keep your feelings in check. So if you just met them, hey, you start talking to them. First of all, learn Spanish, because otherwise you're going through Google, and my conversation like this will be different. But if they tell you they love you in the first couple of days, probably another red flag. They won't Skype or meet in person. Okay, once you've gotten to know someone on a dating site a little, usually you'll want to transfer to a calling or Skyping. You want to see that person. Skype, WhatsApp, whatever. Make sure it's not a dude. I mean, if you're a guy, you want to make sure it's not a dude. They experience an emergency and need money. There you go. Somebody's sick. Grandmother needs an operation. Baby's sick. They may even have video. Somebody posted a picture of a sick baby, and the lady going, "Oh, look at the baby. We need your help." They get mad when you doubt their motives. So if you throw up a couple of red flags and then all of a sudden they get angry, they probably don't have time for you. They need somebody that's an easier mark. Okay, ways to avoid online dating scams. Okay, use separate email number just for online dating. Good one. Run a background check if you can. Never put personal information up or give it to someone. Okay, ask your matches a lot of questions. 15 suspicious users to the dating site. Okay, as soon as someone makes you feel uncomfortable or unsafe on a dating site or app, you should block them from being able to see your profile or contact you anymore. So there you go. That's just a few things that I found before I hopped on here. Let's see if Israel is here. If he is here, can you give me a shout? And we'll jump on from there. Okay, and Luis, also, if you've landed, let me know. Well, let me see if I can see if I can call him. And you tell me if you can hear this too. Let's see if he's going to answer. Okay. If I have 19 people here, do me a favor. Can I get some thumbs up to match? Like helps the YouTube algorithm. No kidding. More people get to see the video, the more you take the time to go down and hit like. And now he's not answering. Okay, Israel, if you're out there and you're watching the video, do me a favor and call in. Does anybody here too, anybody in the group, give me a shout. Let me know if you've had any experiences with romance scams or whatever. I have one here. Romance scam, someone you have not met in person quickly offers friendship, romance, and or marriage. Okay. This is again the travel.state.gov. Be skeptical if a person asks for money to pay hospital bills, visa fees, legal. Yeah, this is the one I went through. Lottery scam. The perpetrator promises significant prize money, but the recipient must pay taxes and other processing fees up front for winning a foreign lottery. I mean, I don't know, maybe after a couple of drinks you fall for that, but If you did not purchase a lottery ticket in this foreign country, it is highly unlikely that you can win a prize. Okay, that makes sense. Drug trafficking scam. Hey, what's up, Shay? Drug trafficking scam. The scammer makes contact by phone or email and offers a job overseas, the opportunity to do charity work or request someone to transport documents, items for them. These scams often begin with a romantic relationship. Typically, the scammer offers to pay all travel expenses and offers free luggage and or asks the person to stop in a third country to pick up something. Really? Really? I mean, does that work? Do you know the consequences of getting caught? I mean, it's one thing carrying drugs across state lines, but internationally, carrying it from one country to another. There was a movie years ago, Midnight Express or something like that. Man, it was straight nuts. Okay, Nemesis Enforcer says, watch Colombian women that will ask for money to pay for school. So there's another one for school. It's all kind of reasons now. When you ask for receipts, they will never give you receipts for anything. They will argue and make excuses. Exactly. They're going to ask for money for something, and they're just tugging at your heartstrings. And, a lot of you guys are good people. I mean, I'm a good guy, but I'm just skeptical. So, whereas I may be compassionate, no money's coming out of my pocket. Heck, any more than I don't spend more than $100. I got to think about it. If something costs $101, I got to think about it. I'll spend 20, 30, 50, 20, 30, 50 eating out till I'm $400. But anything costs $101, I need to sleep on this. Do I really need this? So be skeptical is not a bad thing. You can do it with tact, though. Hey, where's this? Hey, have a list. Be ready. Have a list of questions and how you want to ask them ahead of time when you first meet somebody face to face, or if you're still on a dating site. A list of questions that you just know. Okay, this got rid of that one. Use that question on the next one. This got rid of this one. She disappeared when I started asking her, well, can you send me pictures? Or she cannot video chat with you. That's the first red flag. How can you how can you chat with somebody and you don't get to see them, or their phone is broken? Has anybody ever heard that? My phone is broken. In Israel's story, her phone was broke the first couple of days, if I'm not mistaken. So just imagine broken phone. You always got a broken phone. Then you give them another phone, and that phone is broken too. Okay, Rose, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening. Glad to see you guys again. Another red flag to identify a scammer is when they ask you for money in the minute they start talking to you. That's a big, I'd say that's a big red flag. Hey, how you doing? Do you have 20 bucks? And sometimes you go, man, this girl's good looking, man, or this guy's good looking. I need to, maybe he does need the money. There has been a lockdown all last year. Maybe her baby, a lot of people did lose their jobs. So a lot of people are more desperate. Some of these robberies that are going on right now and plain daylight are crazy down there. I have a bunch. I'm going to do a video in the next couple of days. I figured out how to get around the copyright deal. So I'm not showing somebody getting killed, though. That I'm not going to do, or an accident or whatever like that. But if somebody's robbing something, I have a video of a couple of girls that actually walk into a bar while people have their bags sitting. One girl scoots it out into the hallway, into the walkway. Then another girl comes and scoots it around another 3 or 4 feet, then she picks it up and goes. Or just walk in. And most of the times, it looks like 80% of the time when they do walk in and they rob you with a gun, when they're done, somebody pulls up right on time on a motorcycle. So I don't know what that means. Look out for guys on a motorcycle, but motorcycles everywhere. Okay, Rose says you need to be assertive and say no. No, you don't, and I won't send you money until I see you in person. They will get mad and dump you, and you'll be glad you didn't send them the money. That's true. So if they go away, again, whatever you question them on, and they go away, that's a good thing. That's the reason why you're doing this. I'm in sales, so it's a numbers game. If I found out every 10 times I ask somebody to buy something, one of them says yes, then to get 10 people to say yes, I need to ask 100 people. And so it's an odds game, just go through, get rid of till you find somebody that's pretty decent that doesn't ask you for money. And this has gone on for a period of time and you've seen the person, and if you want to send money, I'm not saying don't send money to anyone, period, because I mean, they do have some hardships. This is why I have this charity for Comuna Ocho, is because there's some people that are suffering. I talked to, I don't know if Andres is on here, but I talked to him the other day. I had $40 from the percentage of the trips for you guys that got picked up and dropped off at the airport. And I asked him, I said, okay, so hey, Andres, let's wait till we get $100 and then just take them, a package of $100. And he said, Rob, I already told them that the money was coming and they really need it. He said the community, this organization designates 4 families for that week, I guess, that they're going to help. He said, to give you an idea, that their average rent is $70 per month. So if their rent is $70 per month, you can see how far $40 will go for them. So I'm hoping, with that said, that the $200 that Catherine and I are donating, they will have benefit of. So again, it's good to give back to that country. We have so much fun. Do the tours, guys. Do the tour. Do this tour. I'm trying to work it. Like if you go to Sweet Georgia Cafe in Laureles, as you walk to the back room, there's a wall and everybody signs their name on it. You go look at it, you'll see DC Born Rob on there. But I want to do the same thing up there on one of their buildings. If you look at my videos from Comuna Ocho, they had a building that had like a cockfight ring in the back. The view is amazing too. But I'm looking for a wall so that when you guys do come up and want to support, just by taking the tour, that you can sign your name that you were there. And by just going up and doing the tour, you donated, again, because a percentage is going to the charity. But it's nothing like seeing where it's going to go. I asked him to have the young lady that was up there that made me the pollo, pastel de pollo, like a pocket with chicken. And she cooked it in oil on a wood burning fire out in the backyard. But that was the kitchen. You have to see it and you got to taste it. It was good. They hooked me up. You'll be able to see where the houses slid down on the side of the mountains. There's no real foundation up there. So one day your house could just slide down the side of the mountain on top of someone else's house because they just move. Okay. And Nemesis says, don't forget to hit the like button. Absolutely. Thanks much. Please, anybody who's out there, I can't tell you how much like helps the YouTube algorithm. YouTube's all about algorithms. The more you hit like, the more they share the videos with other people. You've seen suggested videos. If you're watching one video and one says, oh, you need to watch this because they know what your interests are. That's how it works. If you can get in there as a suggested video, it actually increases. By the way, I have made 3,000 subscribers as of yesterday. So thank you guys for your support. I have done it on a ground roots level. Everybody knows, there's a lot of YouTubers down there that walk around Yeres and shows girls and girls' butts and inside of clubs and stuff. But I'm taking, nothing wrong with that. I'm just taking a different approach to it. When I started, before I went down, before I moved there, I looked at a few different channels. One was Carlton's Travel Adventures. Check Carlton out. He's still rolling right along. And Ace, this is Ace Live. And Ace Live, really, man, his whole story, how he left. I watched his first video from the airport in Miami when he was like, man, I got to do this. And he just left and he made it happen. And now he's been to Vietnam. Heck, he was in Vietnam the week after I was there. But that's who I'm modeling myself after, and it was another guy, Slides. I think it was Slides Life. Slides World, Slides Life, something like that. But that's who I model my channel after. You'll never see a thumbnail of mine with a butt up there, because that's clickbait. That's up there so you guys can click on it. And I get that. I get why you're doing that. But I specifically, I'm taking a separate approach. My approach is way around the side of the barn too. I tell you, it's just easy. I could just put videos up there, but no, I'm going the long way around because I'm hoping to pass on valuable news again to get you there and safely, and as well as to other countries too. And I'm more so than anything promoting South and Central America too. Okay, Nemesis said, yeah, get the likes up, please. Please, 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 please like. It looks like 28 people are here. I got 16 likes. Appreciate it too. Rose says, correct. You want to help the people you choose to help, but it should feel good. If you feel like you've been robbed, then it's not good. Exactly. If you feel like your money, if you give money and you don't feel good about it, he's exactly right. That money went to support a scammer to scam someone else. That's true. So when you do give money to a scammer, then she can use that money to get the next guy. So yeah, he's absolutely correct. Nemesis Enforcer says, Rose, also make sure you create a fake Instagram account and friend them and their Facebook. Many have multiple accounts and will have their boyfriends and lovers post photos posted. So yeah, so you hit them from another angle, and they may have a private one that's got their family members on it and all that good stuff on it too. So yeah, have a separate profile. There's all different type of ways. Anybody else with any other suggestions, let me know how to eliminate the scam. I told you about the scam last week. I had if you didn't see the video, I also did about the fake $50 bills, 50 meal bills going around down there. It's probably the average high bill there. It's average, it's worth about 15 bucks. So be careful with those 50s. There's a few things you need to look at it. Look at the little swirl. It should be a hologram swirl above the shell. You should feel a raised area on the shell. And you should see that stripe that goes through the money. Just like the stripe goes through ours, you see the fibers that go up and down. They have the same one, and it's holographic too. So you'll be able to, when you turn that 50, and this is the new 50 mil bill, by the way. They do have the old ones too. So that's another scam. And I brought that up in conjunction with, okay, the taxi scam. Not dogging cab drivers, taxi drivers. I don't take them. I mean, I have a couple times because I had to, because my Uber backed out and it was rush time at 5 o'clock and I had to get the dance lesson. So, I could always walk around the corner to Awakatala station and take a taxi because they stack up. But they get you at night. They get you after you have a few drinks. They'll have a fake bill to duplicate. They may have a 20 and a 50 on their lap and you don't pay any attention to it. You're sitting in the back and you hand them a 50 and they turn around, they switch it real quick and hand it back to you. And it's not the same bill that you gave them. And they go, no, it's fake. It's not, look. Oh, another thing is that little hologram too, the one that swirls, can be peeled off. It looks like they're taking it from lower denomination bills and putting it on that one. So be careful of that taxi scam. It happens in every country. So everybody's doing it, and worry about the money. And those $50, 50 mil pesos can, at the bill part, can actually come out of the ATM. So go figure. And the banks know. Sometimes they help you, sometimes they don't. From what I can tell, the banks are not too helpful, to say the least. And if you've seen my video about the scopolamine with Kevin a couple of weeks ago, they stole $15,000 from him and nothing he could do. The bank was just like, yeah, we know you got scammed. So what you want us to do? We can't help you. It's not like they have FDIC insurance up to $50,000 like we do here in the US. So let me try him one more time. And if I don't get him, because that was the main reason of doing this. See if I can't get him again. Let me know who's from the US and or Canada. We had a new member just jump on from the UK. Very difficult to get there now. I think Colombia closed the borders between there and the UK, just like they did for Brazil. You can't come air or land from Brazil to Colombia right now, unless somebody knows that just changed over the last couple of days. Okay. He's not answering again. Let me try one more. I wanted to see if I could get Andres on the phone. I don't know if he's out on tour or what, but let's see if he's available. Again, give me some other scams before I jump out of here. I wanted to end his story part 2, but now I'm not getting him on the phone. Andres may be out on a tour. And he is. I'm not getting him either. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Maybe I'll catch up with him later. I do have someone else that I'm going to speak to, but I won't be able to get him. I'll just record it and put it out later. Anybody have any other questions, anything on travel, anything about travel scams or anything else before I jump off? And I'll wait a few seconds because this takes a little while. Check out Carlton's Travel Adventures. Also, another resource is Sam and Tasha on how to expat. And you could just simply type in, how to expat. And Sam and Tasha, it's a couple, I think they're from Switzerland. What's the other one like Switzerland? Switzerland, there's another one beginning with an S, something like that. But so check them out if you need information as far as looking for an apartment. If you want to move down there, they can more so help you on the ground once you get there. Also, there's Life with David. He's a good one. He does more walk and talks. He just walks around the city and shows you certain areas. I like his because, and he's from Houston too. And just to see how he walks around, and he's fluent in Spanish too, and it helps to communicate. Let me stop and say, please, you need to learn Spanish before you go down. Okay, Rose said, hey, Rob, how's the situation in Texas? I heard it was really bad with the power. Yeah, it's been a rough week, man. Let me tell you, it's been a rough week. If you saw the last time I had Israel on, I was on, my UPS was in the background in my other room beeping because I had only a certain amount of time left on battery for my router to stay up. So I had internet. And then my laptop, and I don't know if because I have so many things plugged into it, it wore the battery down in less than an hour. And I didn't want it to, that's why I ended his stream early, because I didn't want to lose that. Nothing worse than do this and then it's not saved in YouTube. So so it's calming down. There's still a lot of people suffering. They don't have power. The problem with me is I live in my building is like a big square. So this is one side. I'm looking out the window. I can see the other apartments, facing them. We're looking at a courtyard. We're looking at palm trees and pools and things like that. That's my view. This is my working view. And the problem was not until that first night, I think Sunday or Monday night, when the ice really came in and hit us and shut us down, it got dark, and I looked, and it started getting dark in here, and I looked out and I noticed they had electricity. I could watch them over there warm, cooking, watching TV. Man, I'm gonna tell you, that was the problem. That was stressful. So I'm over here in the cold with no electricity, and everything's electricity. I didn't have gas stove at all either. And then the day before the power came on Tuesday, I think, they said, we're shutting off the water. I'm like, okay. But I stayed here because I'm right just outside of downtown Houston, and my mom is 30 minutes north, and my girl and the family is 30 minutes south, and my mom never lost power. Thank God, thank God. And my girlfriend, they lost power after a couple of days and they came back, but she had a generator. She's one of the few people that thought ahead. Riding her through her neighborhood was spooky to see all those nice homes and no electricity. And I guess it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you didn't get a generator in time, you was out. So, okay, let's see. Where do you get? Don't forget to hit the like button. No. Okay. Yeah, get the likes up, please. If I can get likes from you guys, much appreciated. Correct. You want to help the people you choose. Okay, and I read that one already. Nemesis Enforcer. Rose says also make sure you create a fake Instagram. I got that one. Rose says, hey, Rob, how about the situation in Texas? I just explained. I'm fine. There's still some people suffering and things, pipes bursting. I've seen some horror stories. But here for me, it looks like I'm doing okay. And I think this is Israel right here. Yeah, again, for me, I'm doing all right. Are you there?
Hey, sir, how's it going?
I am doing well.
Sorry about that. I stepped out and I left my phone. How's it going?
Okay, no worries. So I'm on here, and basically, and this is Israel, guys. And do me a favor, if you can hear this, so just say something right quick for a couple of seconds, Israel.
Hey, how you guys doing? Can you guys hear me?
Okay, yeah. Somebody can I get us some thumbs up in the chat if you can hear him okay before I even proceed. Some thumbs up, let me know that you can hear the call. Hang on a second, Israel, too. Okay, I actually got married on March 13th in Colombia. Congratulations. Congratulations. Sweden. Oh, that's right. They're from Sweden. Okay, what did I say? Are you Swiss? Sweden and Switzerland. Oh, I got, okay, Sweden and Switzerland. I got it mixed up. Rose says Ted Cruz was criticized for going to Cancun in the middle of the yeah, man. Everybody had pictures of him all on the airport, in the airport, on the plane. Then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I got there and I knew this didn't feel right. Dude, really? You escaped. Rose said some people have died in the cold. Yeah, it's all due to poor planning. Some people have questioned the authorities for not getting it. Yeah, it was just, it's been a nightmare, but nothing we could do, really. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Fedora Fox. What up? What up? Class bro. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got the thumbs up, so they can hear you. So Israel, just to, you still there?
I'm here, sir. I just saw you on mute.
Okay. So just to refresh everybody, if they did not hear the last video, let's sum it up real quick. Israel met somebody online that's in Colombia. He went to Colombia, booked his place. You tell me if I'm wrong, Israel. He booked his place, his Airbnb, for a month, and he was expecting her to be at the airport to meet him. He had a driver. His driver was assigned to him, not by her, but by his Airbnb host. So he had a driver. He was going to go pick up the girl, but she wasn't available for whatever reason. So he didn't see her that first day. He finally saw her the second day, and I guess they hung out that day. And what happened after that? Refresh my memory.
Yeah, so after that, I saw her throughout the week on and off. She started, her mom, one of the excuses was supposedly her mom started getting sick, and her mom didn't want me to stay. They didn't want her to stay with me. You know, for whatever reason, she just didn't know me, so I kind of figured, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and then next weekend, it was her birthday. So that whole weekend, I had plans to go propose to this girl. So I went talk to the mom about it, proposed to her that week, and thinking, okay, maybe with this, they'll know that I'm really about, you know, making something serious with this girl and not just like there for sex or whatever. As usually a lot of people think you are. So I was a man of my word. I did my part. So then basically it's like, okay, now basically the ball's on your court. Let's see what you're gonna do. Because I went to go do what I said, propose to you, and let's see what your reaction is, how you're gonna take it. And just things started drifting more apart. So that was strike two. And then come the New Year's, Christmas. And yeah, it was just another thing that it was just kind of too quick. Some stories were off that I was talking to the mom while I was waiting for her to come to get home. And yeah, after that, you know, left a real sour taste in my mouth. Things seemed really off between them. Mom stumbled when I asked her a couple of questions. So then I knew something was kind of up. So right there and then, that was strike three. I just basically played the fool for the rest of the night. She kind of ushered me out by midnight because there was the lockdowns were starting at midnight that day. So that was kind of like another factor. But yeah, after that, I started putting two and two together, and I figured this girl was hiding something. And lo and behold, at this time, I had the phone with me, in my possession, but we went to go take it to a place to get repaired. And,
what phone is that again?
Oh, I remember the first night, her excuse was she couldn't get a hold of me because she dropped the phone looking for a piece of luggage so she can get all her stuff.
That was her phone, right? That was her phone. Did she purchase already?
Yeah, that was her phone. She had in her possession, you know, and I had her PIN and everything. But again, because I trusted this girl, I didn't really even think of like, well, let me see when they fixed the phone, because the guy was going to give it to me and then I was going to give it to her. It didn't even dawn on me to like look at it, because again, I was trusting this girl, you know. Mm-hmm. But you know, again, I hindsight, I should have just out of curiosity, but I was like, I don't know, man. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, then that last time I had the phone again because the guy didn't prepare it the first time correctly. So that's what I told the driver, hey, bro, you know, I'm about to leave Medellin. I'm going to go to Cartagena for the next 2 weeks. I'm kind of over this girl, you know, strike three. So whatever you can, I just have an intuition she's hiding something from me. And yeah, sure enough, man, turns out this girl was a prepago. excuse me, she was a hooker, and she had a date. Several days. She'd been talking to a bunch of people, people internationally, kind of, same situation as me. She was playing other guys. I found that out after the third week I was there when I was in Cartagena.
Okay, one thing we didn't mention is that Israel went there with intentions to get married. He was going to propose at the airport when he first landed, but she wasn't at the airport. On her birthday, which it was right around the Christmas time, that he proposed to her at her birthday party. And so, and quick question, she still got the ring?
I think she sold it, man. I think she sold it.
You didn't try to get it back?
I tried, but I think she knew I was trying to get it back because the whole story was I was there the last day before I flew back to the States, and we were going to go to a jeweler to get that fixed. So right then and then, that would have been my opportunity to get that ring back.
What do you mean to get it fixed?
Well, it got bent somehow.
Wait a minute, wait. So you saw her again the day before you were going to leave?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm missing something. Wait a minute. We were 2 weeks in, and you went to Cartagena saying you were done with her. But how did you end up back in Medellin and dealing with her in the ring?
Yeah, because that's where I had my clothes. I was still at the Airbnb. I had paid it for a full month, so I left my clothes and everything, and I just took enough clothes because mind you, I was told at the time it was going to be cold, so I brought up a bunch. Half of my wardrobe was warm clothes, and it was just freaking hot. So I just took half of my clothes. It made no sense bringing this warm clothes to Cartagena. I mean, it was going to be way hotter. Yeah. So I had all my clothes at that place. So I had to come back because I was flying out of Medellin.
So how'd you get in touch with her?
Oh, so because after what I found out, I was like, well, let me try to get that ring back. So I still kept in contact with her, playing the role like, oh, baby, I miss you. I wish you were here spending these times with me. I was just playing the role to keep her in contact so I could get the ring back. That was really the whole purpose.
How were you going to get the ring back?
Oh, well, seeing her, and then we were going to go, again, because the ring, it didn't fit her correctly. So we were going to go to a jeweler, drop it off, and then I was going to go drop her off and then go pick up the ring and be like, no, don't worry.
Wait. As soon as you got the ring in your hand, you should have said, that's it. That's a wrap. As soon as you got the ring back.
Exactly, but she didn't take the ring back that day that she saw me. She didn't have it with her. She said the excuse, oh, I left it.
So you couldn't take it to the jeweler?
Yeah, because she didn't have it with her that last day. Yeah, so I was like, well, it is what it is. I just took the L on that one. But I mean, I got it at a like super discounted price. That was the only reason I really was able to buy it. It was just the store was going out. Store was closing out, so everything was like 70% off. So I got it for like maybe, I think the whole set, it was a ring and the wedding ring and the engagement ring. I got it for like $300. So it wasn't like I spent like $2,000-3,000. No, I would have definitely thought twice before.
Okay, so did you go to the jeweler, or when you got there, she didn't have the ring, so you didn't go to the jeweler?
Yeah, when she came to visit me that day, I flew back because here's the thing. I thought I was flying back Monday, but on the original paperwork, I said I was flying back Sunday. So my plan was to fly back Sunday and go to the jeweler and do that. But it turns out I had to fly back Saturday, thinking I was flying out Sunday. So there was a confusion on my plane ticket. So just to be safe, I flew back Saturday, and that's when I told her I'm back in town. I'm here. Let's go do that thing with the ring, and we gotta buy some other stuff.
But she said she didn't have it.
Yeah, she didn't bring it. Exactly, she didn't bring it. So I figured she sold it or whatever. But at that point, I was kind of just like over the whole situation. I just was trying to get that ring back. As soon as I got it, as soon as she would have took out that ring, I would have said, yeah, it's a done deal. Check this out. This is what I found out. But, she didn't have it. So I was like, all right, whatever. She said she was going to come back the next day. I said, well, I'm actually flying out tomorrow. So tomorrow before I leave, let's go take care of it. And yeah, she never showed up. I never.
Yeah, it's not even, let me stop you for a second, because somebody just had a good comment. I mean, if that's what you paid for, $300, then you got off, pretty decent, meaning you didn't lose that much. But
yeah,
somebody says,
that's what I was saying.
Dennis says, give her a number out. We'll give her a call and play her.
I'm just saying. That's what I was saying. If you guys want, I'll give you guys your profile. I'll give you guys her Instagram. I got all that information.
Well, the offer is there. I'm not saying do it, but somebody asked. You can just as easy type it in here as we can.
Exactly. Yeah, but just here's the thing, and it's funny, people are leaving some type of comment. Just like I was saying to you, where I grew up, I really changed a lot due to being a father of two daughters. They're already grown women. But back then, if I had the mentality of when I was in my 20s, I'm 46, in my 20s, honestly, Rob, I would have gone and took out a couple $1,000 and I would have gone out to some hood and be like, hey, you know what? Bring me all these dudes. We're going to cause some ruckus. Like, I would have gone out there full guns blazing, like straight up Rob.
That wasn't your first time to Colombia, right?
It was my first time, yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, here's another comment that let me read this right quick. It says he was blessed not to have been drugged with that devil's breath, scopolamine. Yeah, and that's true, dude. Do you know when you go in another neighborhood, you not just another neighborhood, you can go to another neighborhood in this country, but you're in another country in a different barrio, and you don't know where you are, a driver, and a driver is not going to save your life. Man, you need to feel blessed and lucky that you, and Mike says, yeah, outer, that you got out alive and only a loss of, you know, a few $100s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's definitely it. If anything, I see it like this. I got finesse for sure, but I got finesse at 70%. Like 70%.
That's 70% off.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad to share my story. There's no shame in my game.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no shame. You know, people could be like, oh, what a sim, this and that. It's like, bro, like, you guys have no idea.
Exactly. You know? I'm address that. I'm going to address that in a second, but no, we don't have that today. Nemesis Enforcer says, he says, yeah, you should show who she is so we don't get trapped. Okay. Rose says, you must have been in love and have spent that kind of money and on travel, or to spend that kind of money on travel and all the way there to have your heart broken. How did she manage to how did you manage to recover from that emotional slump? There's a question for you.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I was planning on going about 2 years ago. So I bought a ticket when I met this one girl from Cartagena. So I was originally going to go to Cartagena back in 2018, but for some reason it didn't work out. And then some issues happened here along the way in the States. So I had an open ticket for 2 years. So I had to purchase the ticket on the 30. So I already was planning on going 2 years ago. But again, I didn't have, there was just, you know, just life happened. So I couldn't, there wasn't no way for me to go out there. But I was planning to go out there already 2 years ago. I had been looking at videos since like 2016 of where to go, what to do. So I was pretty well versed in like what I wanted to do. And I did end up doing what I do. And I went to do a long trip, which is what we did from Medellin to Cartagena. My goodness, beautiful countries. I mean, I felt like I was in Africa. I felt like I was in the Amazons. I mean, we went up and down the coast. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Here comes the silver lining. So yeah, I mean, it hurt, but in the back of my mind, I always said this could be a possibility. So I was mentally prepared, but because of her being distant, it kind of helped. Versus if she had been there every day, and then I find out, then I think that would have really hurt me because, you know, once you're in this for men, once you're in the presence of that woman, I mean, your guard is down. You're like, oh, she's talking to you. You know, them paisas. I speak Spanish, but man, them paisas, when they talk, my goodness, they just hypnotize you, man. They at least me they hypnotize you the way they look at you, they talk to you, you know.
Again, they're professionals. So for people who say it cannot happen to you, it can. Oh, no, you just things haven't lined up that way. You used the phrase the other day that I like, Israel. You said you had an attitude of gratitude. And I truly believe in that. Things always work out. So you now, I think Olga asked, did he get the ring back? No, he did not get the ring back. He says we can keep her. Dennis,
my homegirl from Vegas.
Yeah, hang on. Dennis says we can keep her going in circles with tag team her. That's true. Enough people give her. You know, I ain't saying do that, but I'm just saying if you want to get back at, because you know, at some point you got to drop it. You know, you got to move on.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you know, I think I'd have been like, okay, let me see what I can do. But he did not get the ring back. But like I said, you know, Israel's been around the block. He's 46 years old. He's dated. He's been out there running the streets and all this stuff. So, you know, and he's dated somebody from Colombia, and she was in Florida before, right? So he knew somebody, and he speaks Spanish. That's your biggest hurdle right there. You need to learn Spanish. You need to speak some Spanish, because just imagine being in another town. Well, I'm telling you, if you go to Medellin right now, 95% of the people don't speak English, and the other 5% don't want to try. So you're going to be struggling. You're going to have to work to get around yo necesito un pollo. You know, you're going to have to work at it. But if it can happen to him, it can happen to anyone. And just like people say, I can't get scoped, you can get scoped. You can get pickpocketed. You can get ripped off in a cab, like the little scam I told you about a few minutes ago. It can happen to you. But Israel says there's a silver lining. So you met someone else, the driver's friend, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the last day I met this driver, and he just basically took me around town after I found out about my airplane ticket. Well, the first day when I flew back, I think I told you, right, that well, the girl came and she left her purse there, thinking I was there by myself, but I had my other friend there with her, that original girl, Cammy. And I told her, hey, she left her phone there, and go check it out, while I was like out in the street walking around with her. And yeah, sure enough, she had another date in Bello, pool date or something like that. So then, yeah, I partied with her and her friend, and we were just hanging out, partying, dancing, what have you. And I was wrapping up my clothes because I thought I was flying the next day. So yeah, we were partying with them, had a good time. And then, yeah, the next day, the same guy that dropped us off, I was like, you think I can count on you to take me there? He's like, yeah, for sure. So he took me there the next day, found out that I'm not flying till Monday. So I called the dude back. I said, hey, bro, you know what? Pick me up, because there was an issue with my flight, and I'm flying out tomorrow. So then he came back, and yeah, that's when the adventure started, man. I mean, this guy knows Medellin like the back of his hand. Like I was like, you know what, bro, I got nothing to do. Just take me back to put the luggage back in the house, and I want to hang out with you, bro. And sure enough, man, we started going. Man, he introduced me to all kinds of beautiful girls. I mean, these are her friends. You know, like just like bangers. I was like, whoa.
You
like,
put up a couple of pictures already, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, for those in the group,
Dude.
we can ask Israel to put them up again so he can see who he's talking about and what he went through. You'll be able to see it. So if you are not in the group chat, join the group chat. Again, send me your name and your WhatsApp phone number to dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com. dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com. Okay. Yeah. So did you ever hook up with the other girl? I mean, before you came back?
I was just there for a day.
Okay.
I was just there for a day. I did hook up with the girl that gave me all the information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I gave her the gifts, a couple of little things that I was gonna give to the other girl that I didn't, but I was like, well, here's some gifts. You know, thank you for taking care of me, for giving me all the information and not asking for any money or mention any money. You know, so she was grateful. We had a real good time. We hung out, you know, did our thing. But no, it was just a whole day trip with this guy. So I did like a 12-hour, like all around town. And yeah, he knew a bunch of girls, introduced me to a bunch of people that, you know, I made real good connections with. Just solid people you can trust. You know, like nobody's asking for money. They're just like, how's it going, man? How you doing? Like genuinely interested in how I'm doing, because they found out what happened to me through that girl Cam. She's like, yeah, this guy's a good guy. They did him dirty, you know, so just be cool with him. And then he introduced me. The key was this guy never introduced me as, oh, here's a client. He introduced me as a friend. So that really made a big difference.
Well, let me ask you this. I've been wanting to ask you. You're in another country and you got a driver taking you around spots that you have no idea. You could get out, he pull off, and you wouldn't know where you were. What made you feel so comfortable? I mean, I don't go in certain parts of LA or New York or Chicago or, you know, hey, let me take you over on the south side while we go get some chicken. And then he come up missing. You don't know where you are. And it's not just another, the good thing is you speak Spanish. That's the best thing. Because if you didn't, you'd be a fish out of water. But what made you feel so comfortable to walk around in all these different barrios?
Oh, because she recommended him. I was like, you know, I need somebody that can trust, because you know what happened to me. She's like, yeah, I got somebody, because she knows him. She works at a gas station, and say he does like Andres, he does like driving and all that. So she's known him for years. Like that's like the hangout spot. That's like where their little hub is. So it's not like she just picked some random dude that she knows. She's been knowing this for a while. She's like, I already know this guy. You can trust him to take care where we need when he come back. So she really vetted for him. So I was like, you know, if if you're cool like that and we've been talking and you've never asked me for anything, like, I feel like I can trust this dude. And yeah, but the difference is I never represented Los Angeles. I always said I was from Mexico. Even to her, I was like, yeah, you know, I'm from LA, but don't tell anybody I'm from LA. I'm from Mexico. And I was just the character down there. You know, it just helped me speak the Spanish, but I was talking like real slang, like street Spanish. And that really just made them feel more comfortable because I wasn't being pretentious, anything like that. I was just like being a complete clown. And so that kind of like made them feel more at ease with me versus like, well, let's see what we could get from this guy.
Yeah, if they knew you were American, that's totally different.
Yeah, it would be a different story. Yeah, if I didn't speak English. Yeah, if I didn't speak English, I would have like just got a regular taxi. I would have been in a worse situation because I would have been paying all this money to her. You know, like, oh, you know, I need money for rent. I need money for this. I need money for that. You know, so it really helped me out. That's what I was saying, Rob. From the jump, I was protected by having her phone. Like I had keys to the kingdom from day one. You know, so that's how I feel. Like I said, and I repeat it to my friends. Like hindsight in how I see everything that happened. Everything was supposed to happen for these other doors to open up. You know, one door closed, but a whole bunch of the doors open up, sir.
Yep. If you expect something good to happen, it'll come out of it. Hey, hang on one second, Israel. Let me get caught up on a couple of the messages. Nemesis says, also watch out for chicas wanting you to buy them iPhones. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do that. An iPhone is going to cost way more than that ring did. Olga says, no, he didn't get his ring back, unfortunately. Okay. Fedora Fox says, when we see red flags, but we don't get it, or that we don't get out, we always get burnt. But God got you out of that madness, bro. Okay, he said he got you out.
Amen to that. He got me from day one.
Yep. Nemesis. Oh, did I lose you again? Nemesis said, watch out for a chick. Okay. Rose said, Olga, no, he didn't get his ring back. Okay. When we see red flags. Okay. Things always work out. God don't like ugly. Scammers never win in the end. They fool with the wrong one. Sometimes it happens that way too. James says, Nemesis and Force said $15. $15 at Claire's buys a damn convincing, flawless engagement ring. It says, minimize your risk always. He's not lying. You know what? If you're going to do that, it may be good to have the real ring in your sock and the fake one just to give her in case things go awry. You can switch it out. Nemesis says, they all say mi amor, mi rey, mi corazón, which is my king, my heart, mi amorcita. Blah, blah, blah. He said, don't believe anything that comes out of their mouths. Just go out there and have fun and get home safe. Just remember, everybody's not like that, though. Everybody, there's good people everywhere, guys and gals. Like I said, instead of going to Parquilleras to meet somebody, go to the grocery store. There's people work at the grocery stores or work at the car wash or work at the McDonald's. I mean, meet somebody that's normal, you know, just regular, if you're there, but he met before. So Nemesis says the odds of finding a good girl that wants a gringo boyfriend exclusively are slim to none. If you met her in the tourist area, she is there every day when you're gone. Okay, Rose says the reason I like Medellin, aside from the weather, is the culture and how people treat each other so kindly, but be careful. If you're dating, you may think that they are in love, but they are not. Blaine says, yes, never buy women, especially random women you never even met, the newest and latest iPhone. Don't buy them the oldest and cheapest iPhone either. Don't buy them no iPhone. Don't buy them no phone. Buy them dinner. Buy them coffee. Hey, can we go for a coffee? That's the easiest way to get out. When I was dating online, that's the cheapest thing. Well, not cheapest, but especially if you're going to date a few people, take them to coffee or meet for dinner. I mean, at least a meal is something. You don't know what's going to happen after the meal. But okay, yeah, never buy it. Okay, Blaze says Ted Cruz was heading to Chili Willy's in Cancun. I bet. Mike C says plenty of good women in Colombia. Just stay away from prepago areas and learn the language. Key, learn the language. Learn the language. Somebody put up a site earlier, and now, I still have it. It's called, hang on, click on this for a second. It's called Berbling.com, Berbling.com. I've been looking for that. I found it a month or so ago, but couldn't find it. I've been looking for it the past 2 days, and then somebody in the group just mentioned it. It's a bunch of people. You can say, I want to spend $5 for an hour to learn the language, and you can pick which tutor, you find out their experience level, and you can pick which one, and they'll work with you on your schedule. So, okay, Mike says, yes, you have to be street smart. Yeah, correct. I will be honest with you. Correct is always a dime a dozen, and wifey material women in Bogota, and she has catered to all my needs and wants. Okay, you're correct. Yep. So, but you can find them. So, okay, so I'm sorry, I cut you off. I just want to get caught up before, because once they go, it's hard to get back to where I was.
Okay. No, but that's true. I mean, if your point of view of women is like skewed towards that way, you're gonna attract that.
Exactly.
My thing was, sorry, sir. My thing was, I'm not there for the women. Even on the first day, the driver's like, oh, you know, I know this place, all these girls. I'm like, bro, trust me, I'm not here for that. If I wanted a hooker, I live on the east side of LA. I live like 15 minutes away from Figueroa. If you guys look up Figueroa, South Central LA on YouTube, you'll know that is what we call a track. That is a place full of whores. So if I wanted to get a whore,
why go to another country?
Drive 15 minutes away. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what I was trying to explain to that guy. Like, no, bro, I'm not here for that. I'm here to enjoy the culture, enjoy the people, because I already seen all the tourist stuff on video. I'm not really like looking forward to that. I was looking forward to that with her. You know, that was the whole thing, you know, experience all this with her. But my main thing is like, I'm out here, I'm gonna go out on these streets. I would dress down, always dress down, just take enough cash. That I do, take enough cash in my pocket and just have my ATM card if I need it, like in my sole or my shoe. And I would just dress down all the way. And one thing goes a long way, being humble. Oh my goodness, being humble, being respectful. That's just how I was raised. You know, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for welcoming me. I feel real honored, man. That opens up so many doors. That just brings down everybody's wall versus like they know you from another country. And, you know, again, the people of Colombia, man, they're genuine. They're genuine. Like I can't speak nothing bad other than this experience. But, you know, I'm not the first one. You know, I'm not the first or the last of this to happen. But hopefully with the group and these stories we're sharing, you know, it'll help somebody else not get caught up in that. You know, I'm glad it happened to me, because if it didn't happen to me, trust me, Rob, I would not have the people that I know now. It's like now when I go to Colombia, oh my goodness, Rob, it's gonna be like a music video.
Everything always works out. If you believe everything works out for a reason, it will.
Yeah, I mean, when I go, I'm gonna send you a private video, Rob, and you're gonna be like, this guy was not joking around. But
no, I agree. Couple more in here. Rose says, buy them something you can both enjoy. Dinner, and make sure you study her body language. People lie, don't look at you in the eye. That's true. Or, you know, I forget what it is, but when you're lying, you look up and to the right. And when you're recalling, you look up and to the left. It's one or the other. Every once in a while, I'll do a study. Like I'll ask somebody some questions. You know, if you're trying to remember or create something, that's a lie. You know, if you're trying to picture something that doesn't exist, then you look up to the right or up to the left. That's another thing. Body language. You're right. Rose also says, Israel, are you currently dating someone now, or are you taking a break from dating? I ask this because it can be emotionally draining on you, and you deserve a good person on your side. Good one, Rose.
Well, yeah, bro, those 2 weeks, it really helped me reflect on what I wanted to do. The 2 weeks after the New Year's, and then when I flew back, and I was basically just enjoying myself. You know, me personally, I'm an introvert. I've been single for, you know, about 2 years now, but before I took a break for about 10 years. So I'm perfectly happy being alone, and I'm content. And I think that's helped me out a lot, because I can deal with it. That's fine. If that works for them, that's fine. But me personally, I could be with or without a woman. But how I see it is like, if you don't expect someone to make you happy, and this is what I tell my daughters, don't expect someone to be happy. Be happy by yourself, because when you're very happy by yourself, you'll bring that happiness. You'll attract that happiness. You don't have to rely on somebody to make you happy. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm currently not. I'm talking to a couple of girls that I met down there. I mean, high quality girls. One is wants is learning to be a lawyer. She's going to school to be a lawyer. The other one, she does like charity work, cleaning up the beach. And the other one, she does like does like some Instagram, TikTok. She does the whole social media thing. And just real cool women. Never ask for no money. They're just genuinely interested. How's life here? How's everything? How are you doing? Real down to earth conversations, things like that. So those are my 3 top contenders as far as possibly extending it. But yeah, in 6 months, we'll see what happens.
So when are you going back down?
Lord willing, June, July, August, depending on my job. We just got so much going on right now at work that it's a bit of a grind. So I really don't know when I'll have the time. But within those 3 months, I'm definitely going back.
Okay, who in here right now? Who's on in the chat where you can type? Who is going down soon? Who's going down in the next couple of days? Who's going down in the week? I need to come up with a calendar where we can see who's there and who's going to Cartagena and who's going to Medellin. And you'll be able to see that way, because I'm telling you something. You will walk past some of the same people in this chat right now on this live, and some of the same people in the group. I just put up the email address too. It's dcbornrobgroup@gmail.com if you want to join the WhatsApp group. But I think Luis is on his way. He should be there by now. I mean, I don't know what his layover is, but he's on his way to Medellin now. And again, let me stop real quick and say, if you're going to Medellin, make sure you go by Sweet Georgia Cafe. Make sure that is the place for resources and some excellent food. Also, go to Brooklyn's and see Chef Jay. Tell him Rob sent you. Terrence went last night, had a blast. He went up there for his birthday party last night. Everybody in the group knows Terrence. You all know each other when you come in this group, and you can help each other. And there's strength in numbers too, man. Whatever you're doing, there's strength in numbers down there too. And I truly believe this. You're less liable to get scoped if you're in a group. You know, if there's 2, 3, 4, 5 of you got a 1,000 times better chance of not getting scoped, because somebody is there that didn't get scoped is going to make sure you don't get taken advantage of. So, and Luis said when he was on a plane, he recognized people that he saw going the times before. It may be some of you guys too. So let me know when you guys are going. Rose says, well, Dennis says, okay, I gave you the email. Rose says, you're a good guy. I can tell by the way you talk. Hey, yep. He's a good guy. Zaire says, I am going to Cartagena this coming Wednesday. Excellent. There's a bunch of people. If you're in the group, you'll see there's other people going, and a lot of people hooking up already, getting a drink once you get there, working your way around. JC Classy Bro says, going there in June. Okay, so he may be there when you're there, Israel. Johnny Jenkins says, I'm actually going to Medellin in 2 weeks. That's a good countdown. You can start getting excited now, 2 weeks. I'll be coming and checking out the area by Parque, and it dropped off, but I know that's Parque. Also stop by Parque Poblado too. There's just a hangout spot, and people go out there at night. You'll notice a lot of the parks too. You smell trees burning, if you know what I mean. Very green friendly. You know, I don't think weed is legal, but you never know it when you walk through the park. It's all over. Zaire says, I emailed the group now. Okay, I'll get you taken care of. I normally wait till there's a few of you guys and I'll let you in. Make sure when you jump into the group, introduce yourself. You know, if you want, just say, I'm here. I'm going, you know, in a couple of weeks, it'll be my first time. And if you are already in the group, do me a favor and welcome them. Welcome them. Welcome to the group. Anything we can offer any assistance on, just jump into a conversation. It's easy as that. He's emailing the group now. Louis Tony says, I'll be there in Medellin on the 9th of March. Okay, until the 21st. So you got a little bit too. Any questions on PCR test on 96 hours versus 72 hours versus going versus coming versus where to get the test? All that information is there. By the way, Sweet Georgia Cafe is actually doing the test, PCR or rapid, to get you back into the U.S. So, okay, so Israel, anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up? And any questions you guys want to offer too, pop it up in the live chat.
Sure. Guys, just go with it with open mind. Don't go with negativity. Don't go with any preconceived notions of it being unsafe. I went there by myself, you know, and I just said, man, let's just go. Yeah, obviously do your research. Look at all the videos as man as you can, the walkthroughs and all that. Get familiar with the area. Go down Google Maps, all that good stuff. Do your homework like you normally would for any trip. But yeah, go with open mind, man. These people, they're just good people, man. Don't go with that whole mindset of it's full of hookers and I'm gonna get done dirty. You know, yeah, obviously be ready. You know, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's all I can say. Go with good energy. You know, you won't regret it. Trust me, you won't regret it. And if it's not your forte, at least you say, hey, I went, I experienced it. It's not for me. Might go to DR, might go Panama, might go to Peru. You know, there's plenty other countries. You know, my forte is just Colombia, because when I was a little kid, I grew up listening to that music, and it just been always in my mind. And then ever since I met that first one girl that I met, it completely blew my mind. Like, wow, like there's girls like this, and they're like nice like that, and they have things going for themselves. Like, it was a wrap. Like, it was just like full on straight. Let's go to Colombia. But yeah, just positivity. That's what I can say. Positivity, open mind. Don't go with any preconceived notions of you're gonna get jacked, scope. Obviously, be prepared. You know, always. The best advice I could give down there is situational awareness. Situational awareness, and then just be wise. Be wise, and ask around. People are always friendly to help you. That's one thing that's for sure. If you don't know the language, stay poblado, stay laureles in the safer side. If you make friends with somebody, have them show you around. But yeah,
exactly.
just go in there, open mind, positivity.
Exactly. And like they say, keep your head on a swivel. Let me also, I think one of the most important things with going down for your first time or any time is safety, number one. And if you don't have a money pouch, this is something you may want to get. Now, I saw this. I was looking, I wonder if there's a wallet. I love thin wallets. I have a flat wallet that I carry with me. I have all my cards and all that stuff, and it's this thin. I keep it in my front pocket. When I go there, I put this inside of a money pouch, which is inside of my waist. And you have to work to get at it. So I said, I wonder if there's a wallet with a hook on it. And I found a wallet with a hook on it. I took a little key ring hook, the little loop that you have your keys on, the right size, clip it on that, and then put it on your belt loop. And this goes inside your pants. So it's flat. Whenever you need it, you just pull it up and you can pull your money out. Now, somebody recommended something that I also do, and that's putting certain amount of money in the right pocket, certain amount of money, lower denominations in the left money, just something you may want to give and buy some candy or something to help the people on the street. And then keep some money in your sock if you don't have a pouch. If you do have a pouch, keep it in your it's a good feeling to walk around and know that you're not going to get pickpocketed. And if you don't have one, there's an opportunity of someone pickpocketing. If you think they're not good, they are good. Don't let anybody touch you either. Don't let anybody bump into you. Don't let they say there's something, I forgot what the term is, but they tickle you. They're up in Provenza and Laureles in Poblado, and the girls will tickle you. Oh, next thing you know, anytime somebody touches you, that's a diversion for something else to be going on. So be careful on that one. But the biggest thing outside of watching your money, learn Spanish. Learn some Spanish. It may save your life. If you cannot communicate with the police in a rush, because all the police don't speak English, I doubt it. Very few, probably just like the rest of the population. I don't think they have to learn English to be a police officer in that country. So be careful. Someone asked, okay, you be in the Medellin on the 21st, Lewis. Blaine says, do you need an appointment to take a rapid test at Sweet Georgia Cafe? I think so. If you're in the group, you can ask Rob directly. By the way, if you go to Sweet Georgia Cafe, he has its own WeChat group, professional group, where they actually offer the same assistance we do, but these are from a bunch of cats who either live there, so it's a group of regulars that are there too, and they don't play on that channel. So don't, just like on ours now, you need to watch what words you're using, because we have both male and female. But make sure you get on that group chat too. But you got to go there. You got to eat there. You got to go there and eat there to be able to buy the shirt too. And they have a shirt. It says Medellin, the Medellin Crew, CROO, I believe. I don't even have that shirt. So, and I'm going to have some T-shirts soon coming also. But I'm not sure about that. But I think you do. But even if you don't, the actual company that he uses, the lab is right around the corner anyway, and it's at the Laureles location. What group? This is our WhatsApp chat group for Colombia Bound is the name of it. Again, shoot me an email that you see up above, DC Born Rob Group. Dennis says, thanks to Israel. James says, learn Spanish, boys. Believe it. Believe it will save your life. He says, hey, I have a story for the group. You want me to call in, Rob? I messed up early on what's that? Sure. Are you still here, Israel?
Yeah, I'll drop off, sir.
Okay. Well, hey, man, much thanks to you. The group thanks you. Thanks for sharing, man, because your experience is going to help somebody. I promise you that. And I have this rule of one. If I help one person get there and back safely, I've done my goal. Okay. So much appreciated, Israel.
Exactly. You're welcome,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. James. Okay. Looked like he hopped off right quick. If you want to give us a call, James is another one of our viewers. He's been watching me for some time and now he's in the group. If you want to give me a call, James. And again, it's all about getting there and back safely. So that's, if you've been watching me for any period of time, it doesn't matter where you saw me, whether in Houston or the time I drove home to get some pizza, drove to DC from Houston to get me some pizza. It's all about getting places there and back safely. So, okay, let me see if I got you there. You there, James?
Hey, Rob, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. You see me, I'm working. This is my weekend job.
Yeah, I am too. Earlier, I have a couple of projects I'm working on for a client. Money first, man. Money first. That's how we do it, right?
Exactly. Main job first, but then mornings and nights and evenings, I'm doing this. A lot of hours go into this, man. But yeah, so what you got?
I appreciate you for doing this too, man. This is like, I used to have to go to all these different sites and do all this research to find out about getting down to Colombia and all that, but it's great having that resource that you offer. Your channel's great. Appreciate all the updates, man. It's like saves a lot of time, and it's information I can trust. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate that. Excellent.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have an interesting story for the crew. This was about 3 years ago. I was in Medellin and Parque Lleras. I've been staying in Colombia, and I've got an apartment down there. I've got a girl down there, and been down there for about 6 years. So I'm real familiar with the area, the people, culture, everything. And Spanish, I'll tell you, that is huge. Learn Spanish. It might save your life. I'll just tell you that. Learn. It saved my life, and I'll tell you what happened to me. Okay. This was we were staying at the Art Hotel, and it's very close to the Parque Lleras, and it was a Sunday afternoon. And this is like a 4-star hotel or whatever. But it's a gringo hotel. Okay, it's known for foreigners staying there. And it was during the day, and there's a bunch of guys down in the lobby drinking beer. And it's a nice place or whatever. So I joined them, sat down, started chatting up with this other guy. And this is a true story, guys, and this is really important. If you go down there, do not wear jewelry. Do not keep your cell phone invisible. Don't keep it on you. But this guy hops off the back of a motorcycle, comes flying into the hotel, and robbed us, all of us, in the middle of this hotel, in this lobby. Incredible. Never thought this would ever happen. But I had done what you had said, Rob. I kept money. I put about, I don't know, maybe $100 worth of the 50 mil pesos, a big wad of cash, $100 worth my life. It's a lot of cash down there. It's impressive, and it will save your life. And I can speak Spanish, and that saved my life because he put the gun on my friend, robbed him of his Rolex watch. He put the gun on me. I pulled out. I told him I had cash, no problem. I was going to give him my money. I had a lot of money for him. Mucho dinero para ti. Un momento. Para ti, no problema. Gave him the money, and then he flew out of there, hopped on the bike, and disappeared. Now, my friend, if he had not gotten that watch off quick enough, I would have been shot right then and there. No problem. He put the gun on me, and it's serious down there, guys. Don't hang out with people down there that are flashy, that have their expensive jewelry on them. You think you're safe. You think you're safe in a hotel. It can happen anywhere. Pay attention. And that was my initial thought was they're all in this lobby. They all have their Rolex watches on, their cell phones on their hip. And I knew right then and there that was a bad place for me to be, and I should have kept walking. And I didn't listen to that inner voice. So please be careful when you're down there.
Yeah, it seems like, and I reported that earlier, and I have some video. I don't know if I showed some the other day. they always run up on you and rob you. And then all of a sudden a motorcycle appears and they hop on the back and they scoot up. And
that's exactly right.
So let me ask you this then. How do you, first of all, I'm glad you made it out okay. And that's good.
Yeah.
Another reason I have money in both pockets is because people get used to seeing you going in your right pocket if they're watching you. And people are watching you, always watching you. Pull out money out of this pocket, pull out money. So they know it's in that pocket. So when somebody runs up on you, go in that pocket and pull it out. They don't ask you, do you have it in the other pocket or in your sock or in a money sack? They just know you've been going in your pocket. So pull it out and give it to them. But let me ask you this. About 3 weeks ago, 5 tourists, U.S. tourists, were robbed in a hotel in Provenza, which is Poblado, off of Calle Diaz, and got robbed of, I don't know if you saw the story, but it was $1 million heist. They call it $1 million. It's, in pesos. But they said, if I'm not mistaken, and whoever's seen it may correct me, it was $56,000 worth of jewelry. And that's not including the money and everything, cell phones and everything else they stole, but worth of jewelry. Let me ask you, and I'm going to ask the guys on here too, do you think that's real? 5 people with $56,000?
I wouldn't be surprised because when I went down there, I did my homework, and I don't bring my jewelry down there.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I go out, I have a photocopy, color copy of my passport and my visa. I'd never bring my passport with me anywhere because they will take it from you, and then you're in a real big problem.
Yep.
I bring cash. I'll hide some cash, like you say, in your shoe or something, wherever. Or I'll bring a credit card, like, one of these, that, just has like $500 limit or whatever on it. So I can always get cash if I need it, and then you can hide a credit card pretty easily too, in case you need it. But I believe it because there are some people out there that go down there. They think they're in America. They think they're just going to party like they're superstars. And they bring all their expensive jewelry, and it's the wrong mindset down there. In fact, every time I fly into Medellin, I see the same kinds of guys. And there was one guy, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, you better take that Rolex watch off you, and you need to stash it somewhere and just never wear that while you're down here, because you will not go home with that. I guarantee you. Mm-hmm. And he didn't believe me. And finally, a lot of other people kind of listened in. They chimed into the conversation. They're like, yeah, that's not, you're going to lose that. You're going to get jacked. Yep. You'll get jacked in taxis, stay out of central Medellin. Girl I was dating would take me down there, and and I'm like, don't speak to me in English. It's dangerous down there. It's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, it's sketchy. Let me point this out also. You said Rolex. I want to point out, don't wear fake Rolex. Okay? Don't wear any
jewelry.
Any jewelry. Fake, it doesn't matter. I mean, have something rubber or this is leather. And I wear my thing from Guatemala. Don't wear any. I took all my gold and silver, and I don't even take my rings or anything there. I don't wear any of that stuff. Anything that's shiny, they will take you for. Don't be the one to get shot over a fake piece of jewelry, is my moral of that story. They will take you. They will take your cell phone. You will find this. Now, tell me, is this true for you? Also, if you have seen anyone, a local, warn you, you may want to put your cell phone away. Have you ever
I would never even take my cell phone. I put all that stuff in the safe.
Well,
and now that I've got an apartment, even in my apartment, I lock it up because apartments do get broken into. I mean, it does happen. Mm-hmm. So I've got a safe, drilled, screwed right into my closet, into the wall. And I put everything in the safe, even when, even though I've got an apartment and I live in a safe area and all that, it does happen. It does. People's homes get broken into. Your hotel, people in the hotel will steal your shit. I mean, it's a beautiful country, but you have to be realistic. These people don't make a lot of money. A cell phone is worth how much they can make in a whole month. Yeah. I mean, that's the reality. And just don't be dumb. I mean, your cell phone's probably more valuable than what it costs. It probably has good information, has personal information in there. It's not worth the risk, you know?
Right, sure.
And I always have a fake wallet. And every time I get those offers in the mail with the fake credit cards, I load it full of that. And I put cash in there. So if they look at it, they grab it, they're usually pretty good with that. And it's happened a couple of times. I mean, the gunpoint situation was pretty damn serious. And I never thought that would happen in a hotel. And it just goes to show you that it can happen anywhere at any time. And you just got to be really careful.
Yeah, I used to walk around with my camera because I was a YouTuber and that was my cell phone, but I always had a backup cell phone. If it came up, you know, and people would tell you, don't hang it out the window of the car. You know, you're driving in a taxi. Don't make yourself look like a tourist. But I saw a YouTuber, and I don't mean to call him out, but he had a gimbal like this. This is not a gimbal, but it's something like this, you know, where you can turn it and it keeps it steady. And he was walking around live. And I kept saying, I had to watch. This is one live I had to watch because I was waiting. At any point, his live stream was going to run down the street. I just knew somebody was going to take his cell phone. But hopefully he's safe and he's well. But I like that idea on the fake wallet. I've never heard that, using fake credit cards.
Yep. Give it. You just give it right to them. And it's no big deal.
Yep.
I mean, you just give it to them. Hey, no problemo, senor. Acá, give it to them. And then they'll split. They'll leave you alone. They might frisk you down too. I mean, that's happened to a friend of mine in a park. They checked him for other stuff. So always keep that in the back of your mind that, you know, if you got to keep some cash somewhere or whatever, or just bring a debit card. It's easy or a credit card where you can hide it. You can always go to an ATM and get cash if you need it. But I can also give you guys some tips on dating down there. There's some great women down there. I don't online date at all. When I met my girlfriend, she worked at the hotel that I was at. She was one of the people that checked you in. And, you know, she kind of floated around and did different jobs. And while I was staying there, every time I'd see her, I'd chit chat with her for a few minutes or there, you know, and then go about my business. And then it was like my last couple of days I was there, I just gave her my card. I said, hey, give me a call sometime. Sure enough, a couple days later, she reached out to me on WhatsApp. We talked for, I don't know, a couple of weeks or so. And then we talked about getting together. So we made plans about a month or two after that. And I just took my time. And, you know, she's a great woman. She's good to me. She takes good care of me. Honest, it has integrity, makes her own money. She doesn't need any money from me. She cooks for me all the time when I'm down there. You know, it's like we've been together for 4 years. We don't argue. We have the best relationship. And if you're looking for that, I would say steer clear of the online dating sites because the word is out on that. You got a lot of college girls. They'll see all their other college friends. They got the new iPhones. They got all that money. And then they ask them, you know, where are you getting all this money? Oh, I met, you know, John from Miami, you know. And then the word is out. Those websites are just full of it. Now, there's some good women on there. If they're in their 30s, probably your chances are going to be better. But I'm telling you, the online dating scene, I don't pretend. There's too many great, beautiful, awesome, amazing women that you can just meet out every day. Like you said, at the grocery store, they're working in the mall. They're working, if you see a cute girl working at a coffee shop or maybe she's working in some like woman's boutique, just say you're in there buying your sister something. Shoot the crap with her and then just give her your number. If she's interested, she'll holler at you. And that's the best way to do it.
And keep in mind, one step back again, James, one step back again, learn Spanish. Because all this walk up and talk, if you can't speak the language, I'm telling you, it's hard enough to communicate with a woman here that speaks the same language. Now, go and they don't speak any at all, and they come on, okay? And I want to do a skit on that because I'm telling you guys, gals, it doesn't matter. You want to order a drink. If you don't know how to order a drink, you're going to be challenged, man. And
learn Spanish.
Learn Spanish.
And here's the thing, guys. You guys got to understand this. This is so important to understand. You're a foreigner going into their country, and you're going into a country where a lot of guys go into that country to use drugs, to have sex with prostitutes, to have sex with children. So you're going in there and they're already judging you. They're trying to figure out, are you a sex tourist or are you a druggie? Why are you in Colombia? Mm-hmm. So you got to take your time. You don't be thinking you're going to meet somebody on the internet, fly down there, get engaged. That's going to be that. It doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. It takes time, and you should be the one pumping the brakes. If you're the guy, you should be thinking. You should know your value and know that it's about. You should be resistant. You should be aloof. You should be questioning them, and take your time. And eventually, if you've gone out with enough women and you've taken your time and you're not rushing things, you'll see who the good women are from the bad. And that's what happened to me. I dated probably 6 or 7 different women, and then I met this one, and it was like, dude, she's the best woman I've ever met. And I'm like 40-something years old. I mean, she's amazing. But it takes time. Mm-hmm. It takes time for a woman to really fall in love with you too. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes, it took her a good year. But after that, dude, you're talking loyal, amazing, just great. She's a great catch. And she doesn't care about moving here.
Do you live there? Do you live there now, or you go back and forth?
I have an apartment down there, yeah. I live in the States mostly, because I have, my business and stuff here. Mm-hmm. But typically I'll go down there for 2 weeks. Like this, I'll probably go down next month for quite a while. Who knows?
So you pay for an apartment there in Medellin?
Yep.
What part of town? Where are you?
She has her own place. And so what I've done is after we started getting more serious, that I told her I'd go halvesies on her, but I still make her work. I still obviously make sure that she pays, for her own rent, utilities, and stuff like that. You don't want to have a woman depend on you.
Oh, so she lives with you? She lives in your apartment when you're not there?
Yeah, it's her apartment, and so I just go down there and I just stay with her. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You hang on for a second, James. Don't you have time?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I want to read a few of the comments and I highlight from where I stopped off. Rose says, dance free in Poblado is a good learning salsa, bachata, merengue, and also they have aligned Spanish conversations for tourists. That's good. I took lessons at Dance Free. You go back and look at my videos from there too. It's on Calle de Sur on the south side one. Dance Free, and he gives the address here. So there you go. Mike C says, whoa, this is to your story, James. I got a lot of hands-on faces with eyes wide open emojis. Mike C says that's some bold-ish, man. For them to run up on you is what he's talking about.
They got nothing to lose.
Exactly. To run up inside a hotel lobby and rob the patrons is wild AF. I'm glad y'all okay. Rose says, he says, thanks. Rose says, if that happened to me, I'd give him everything. My life is worth more than a watch and a wallet. Don't even flinch. Yep, just give it up. He also says, one day I was at Plaza Botero taking pictures and saw a robber in action and the police chasing after him. And that's how bad it is down there. I went to Parque Botero. When my girl came and visited me, I took her down to Parque Botero. I love the statues. I love this building. And I'm like this the whole time. I'm looking around, seeing who's watching her enjoy herself. When you just forget about where you are in your surroundings, people are watching. So I can't enjoy myself. Now I have to be on patrol and see who's, I'm not the one. So Blaine says, use the safe at all times. That's smart. Yeah, the safe is good. But remember, scopolamine will have you giving up the combination. Just remember that, or the key or whatever else. So Mike C says, true. Okay, Blaine says, agreed. Online dating has too many flaky women. Dr. FX Swing Trading Mentoring says Netflix Colombian series Munenses de la Mafia, something I forgot. Until I lived there, I never watched the Narcos episode. Then it meant a whole lot. I never knew the whole history. I had no idea. Rose says, just keep coming back to the same coffee shop and buy everyone coffee until you get to know the lady who works there. That's a great,
I've used that and that has worked for me very, very well. That is a very good tip.
Yep, he says better than getting scammed by someone online. There you go. Rose says that is true. Colombian women are smart and they are trying to figure out why you are there. And until you can prove that you're a good person, she's not going to open up to you either.
Correct.
Yep.
If she's a good woman.
Yeah, there's the, okay, there's the caveat. Question, I'm confused. You own the apartment, but she lived there, and I think I just answered that question. So it's her apartment, and he stays there with her when she goes there. Because he says you ought to have cameras to see what goes on there while you're gone. He's got a woman that he trusts, guys. So
no, here's the thing. Let me answer that. Okay. If you've got a woman that really loves you, here's how you know that she really loves you. She'll be calling to check on you constantly, middle of the night, day or night. That's that. If she's doing that, you've got nothing to worry about. I've got nothing to worry about with this girl. Hey, and if she's cheating on me, oh well. There's like probably about another 10 million other women down there. I am not really that worried about it.
Yeah, there you go. There's your answer. That was Rose.
Abundance mindset, fellas.
Exactly. Johnny Jenkins says, I'm going to be honest, different strokes for different folks. For me personally, online game has worked for me. And I agree 100%. Do not take anything valuable. I lost my credit card down there. Dr. FX Swing Trading says, Netflix series can be used to learn Colombian Spanish. You know, watch the news. Most news, especially here in the U.S., if you watch Telemundo or something like that, they enunciate better than you would in a regular Paisa conversation because they speak fast. So learn how to say más despacio, por favor, okay? Because they will speak fast, and you got to learn how to slow people up. It doesn't matter if you're placing an order at McDonald's, especially if my enunciation is good. I don't know a lot of words. I can be understood, but my enunciation is good. So if I ask, oh, yo quiero, I start speaking a little bit, yo quiero this and whatever, and they go, oh, sí, that's all you hear is yada, yada, yada. That's the exact same thing they hear too, because I used to practice with my Uber drivers. Practice with your Uber drivers. Practice, have them teach you one new word a day or something that you can use. Okay, so I'm up to date with all this. Anything else you can pass on, James? Much appreciated for calling in too, man. Much appreciated.
What do you guys want to know? What do you guys find interest? I guess today's topic is online dating scammers, I guess. And
general scams too. Any travel scams? Anybody have any travel?
I've got an interesting story too. I'm not to ramble on, but if a girl that you're seeing, if you've got any kind of weird feelings about her and you're not being paranoid, if you've never had feelings like this for other women, listen to that. And I will say this: I used to date a college girl down there. She's about 22 years younger than me, and very pretty girl, no kids, never been married, engineer, super hot, everything. But she was a liar, man. And I would always kind of think, well, she's got this great mom. Don't be fooled by the family. If that girl's a liar, her mom's probably a liar too. It takes time. It takes time to get to know somebody, and just don't rush into anything. You don't have to rush into anything. Know your value. When you go down there, it's like, you're like a king. They'll treat you good, man. It's like, don't get hung up on anybody. Just kind of go with the flow. And if something feels weird, just walk away from it. It's, just listen to yourself, listen to your gut.
There you go. Good advice. Dennis says, great interview. So much appreciated. Again, you have some valuable insight and information. The robbery one is something that people need to be aware of. They need to know that this can happen anywhere. And to just think accordingly, think ahead. Don't live in fear, but just be ready in case something happens. If you're prepared already, then you're ready to handle it in that manner. But don't fight for a phone. Don't fight for a wallet. Don't fight for money.
Don't bring anything you don't want to lose. And if you're tall and you're blonde, blue eyes, pale skin, don't go downtown. Don't go down to El Centro.
Especially not by yourself.
I kind of look a little bit Hispanic. I've got dark hair, olive complected, and I dress like they do. I fit in. I speak Spanish. I don't, I keep to myself. You know, I don't get intoxicated. I don't go out and get drunk in clubs and hang out in areas where you can get into trouble. I remember there was a girl I was dating. She was a university professor there, a really great chick. We dated for a couple of years, and we went into this really popular nightclub. And I feel like I was pretty lucky to get out of there. We'd been drinking a little bit, and there was a table full of guys next to us that kept looking at me, and, you know, and then, you know, I got up one time, I bumped a chair, and they all kind of stood up, and I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. You know, watch your liquor, guys. Seriously, you could be having a good time, but that was another situation that was getting pretty sketchy, you know, and they started really, you know, I ended up buying them a bottle of Agua Ardiente, and then I bought him a bottle, and then I left with my girl. I was like, we're getting the hell out of here.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. You know, I've told people before, I've never felt uneasy because of color and complexion when I lived there. Right. I just didn't. That's just me. I only have my opinion to go on. For those who don't agree, I get that. And they think, you know, I know there's racism everywhere and certain types of prejudging, but I'm telling you how I felt. I never felt. The only time I did have some issues was somebody that came down from the States. It was at Sweet Georgia Cafe once. But other than that, being there, I never had that feeling and I never dressed up. And I'm gonna tell you something. If I walk down the street and I don't open my mouth, no one knows that I'm not Colombian.
That's exactly it. That's correct.
So, and especially, yo hablo muy poquito español, okay? So I can rattle off a few things, but don't get into a serious conversation, or if they know that you're a gringo. And again, I think that they call gringos anybody from North America, Canada, or something like that. You're just not from there. They don't care if you're white or black. You're just a gringo, and you get gringo prices. That's what gringo pricing is when they raise the rate because they know you can afford it. Your dollar's stronger, so they're going to try to take you for as much as they can. But I personally never felt any kind of way by anybody there. I've always been, I'm respectful of them, and I'm humble wherever I go, and I always dress down. Just basic shirt, basic pants, no shorts, no sandals. I mean,
never wear shorts. And you know, I was staying at the Charlie Hotel, which is kind of it's a really upscale place in El Poblado. We stayed there for one night. I took her to, it was our anniversary, so I was like, let's stay here. And we go downstairs, and this couple was like, we just got robbed. And they were in shock. And they were like, we were in our taxis and we lost our passports and everything. They took everything that we had. And I looked at them and I was like, well, you know, you're blonde, you're blue-eyed, you're tall, you're in a taxi, you're downtown. You should not be downtown. You should not. And I kind of scolded the front desk people. I was like, you need to like warn people, like, you know, don't wear your shorts and don't look like a tourist. And and I'm not trying to be racist or anything. I'm just being honest. Mm-hmm. If you're white and you're blue-eyed, blonde hair, and or if you're just a really tall person, you're gonna stand out. I'm 5'10", which is average in the States, but I'm like friggin' a giant down there, mm-hmm. and I stand out. And if you're like 6 foot, I mean, you did not go down to El Centro and this was during the day, and they were in a taxi. They got robbed. Now, this doesn't happen all the time, but I mean, I go down there a lot, so I get to talk to a lot of people, and I've spent a lot of time down there. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying this because it does happen, and Centro is very dangerous. It is a very dangerous place. And if you look gringo, you're gonna get jacked. It's gonna happen. I can tell you, it will happen.
And you can get turned around. You can get turned around quickly in El Centro. You think you recognize that corner, and you were like 4 blocks from where you thought you were. It's not exactly straight up and down and straight sideways where you know I went 3 blocks up and 2 to the left. No, it may be curved left to the right. Yeah, you can get turned around. I went looking for the Barrio de Litiografica to get some business cards made, and people, over here, because you know the whole block is all on plumbing stuff, and the whole next block is all on paintings, and the next block is all on jeans. It's all broken down that way. And I turned some corners, dude. Let me tell you, I saw some stuff grown men shouldn't even see. I was like, man, yeah, it's sketchy in some of the neighborhood, and this is daytime. So imagine what it is, what it's like at night. Go with somebody, number one, if you can. If you gotta go, try to go in numbers too. Hence the reason for the group. You're gonna walk past people, I guarantee you. You walk around Parque Yetis and don't realize, because you can't see each other's face, you only see each other's name. You don't know that you've been communicating with that person. You walk right by them in Yetis. So get to know them in the group, and you'll be able to have a contact once you get there too. And you know, Sweet Georgia Cafe in Brooklands as well. When you're there, stop by, meet and greet, get a little network going, and then you can go out and do what you want. Okay, but be safe. Let me.
Yeah, that place looks great.
Which one?
That the Sweet Georgia, restaurant that you recommend. That's a pretty nice part of town too.
Yeah, it's right around from a graffiti wall. Yeah, and Brooklands is a little bit further down the street towards the metro station in Barrio Manila. And I've seen videos of his cooking. I haven't eaten there yet, but man, I've been told it's good. And I've seen some videos. I know he can throw down too. So support our American brothers down there too. Let me read a couple of notes right quick before I go. Dennis says, great interview again. Mike B says, hello, I'm late to the party. New WhatsApp group member. Welcome, Mike B. Callie, Jersey Boy said, I heard you can meet women in the universities. Okay,
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
They're very cautious about you because you're a gringo. See, down there, they're told gringos are sex tourists, so you're gonna have to. It's gonna take time, but you can meet some great women at the universities and the cafes.
You know, that's something I had never thought of it that way. When they see a group of gringos, they think, okay, you're coming down for that reason. Now,
party, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's what they're thinking. I'm just telling you, that's what they're thinking. They're not going to open up to you. They'll be a little bit scared of you.
That's interesting because I lived there, and that's not why I went there. I love the weather. I love the strength of the dollar. I love the friends. I love the freedom. I love the lack of racism for me. That was the enjoyment for me. But I never thought. Yeah, I never thought that they look at you. Something. Tell me this, man. Tell these people, James, how the weather is and that there's no bugs. I'm sitting here in the ice right now and lost power for the past few days. And people are dealing with snow right now all across the country, and the weather sucks or it's too hot in Orlando or wherever. Tell these people what the weather's like.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm living in Mississippi, and our roads are just now, after about 4 days, passable because we don't have plows. So we've been pretty much trapped in our homes for like the last 3 or 4 days. The weather in Medellin is amazing. It is, there aren't any bugs. You don't have to worry about getting bit up with mosquitoes, getting malaria, yellow fever, stuff like that.
Yep.
It's beautiful. When it rains during the rainy season, it's a trip because the streets will flood, and that's a trip. But other than that, it's temperate. I think the coldest it's ever been for me at night was maybe 58, 60 degrees, somewhere around there. It's generally pretty warm during the day. It can get up to maybe 80 at the most. It's usually, it's the city of eternal spring. It's always in that kind of spring feeling to it. It's always nice, but don't wear shorts.
Yeah, you will. And I tell people are going to do what they want to do, and we just suggest that. And people want to wear shorts and want to wear sandals with socks and all that good stuff. Just know you're a mark.
You'll look like a complete idiot. Let me just say that if you're wearing shorts and flip flops, you look like a complete idiot. Okay. I'll just tell you that. So that's what I think when I see that, and that's what everybody else thinks. You look like an idiot. So
exactly.
Believe it or not, that's just the truth.
There you go. It comes from somebody who knows. Let me read a couple of comments right quick. Mike B says there's Blaine first says it's all about blending in. Absolutely. Mike B said there's a lot of YouTubers that film El Centro. I don't get it. It's like ice road
against
truckers.
The law too, by the way.
What do you mean? How so?
You're not allowed to video record anybody.
Well, people's faces.
That's correct.
Yeah, but
if you're recording, you can get arrested for that. It's against the law. You're not allowed to do that.
So be careful. Okay. So and you're right. I think the reason that they do it is because they get the clicks, and people just like clickbait, looking at girls, because it's dangerous. They think it's dangerous, and people watch it. It's like watching what's that, Dangerous Roads or whatever, that kind of thing. You're waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
But the next one, Mike B says, there's a guy named Brian, looks more gringo than anyone can look like. And he spent November, December down there and had zero problems. I know who you're talking about because I'm pretty sure he's the guy that I was talking about walking up and down La Setenta with his cell phone on a gimbal. And I was like waiting for his camera to go. And hey, if he's had no problems, more power to him. I think that's him. I don't know if it's him. And he's a nice guy. His girlfriend's in the Philippines. I listened to him for a little while. He seemed like a super cool guy. I'm just praying that nothing happens to him because when you walk around like that and people see, yeah, he's tall, 6'3", something like that, maybe, blonde, big dude. And he's talking to people. Hola, YouTuber. And I'm like, oh, dude, oh, man, I'm waiting for his live stream to go running down the street. But you're right. If he's had no problem, just remember, he's had no problems. And I don't want to wish anything on him, but the more you do something, the more times there's a possibility of something happening. You know, when you have
I haven't been hit by lightning, but I'm not going to be going out there and, chilling out some big lightning storm with a big freaking rod in my hand.
Exactly.
It just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it won't. I mean, I didn't think I was going to get robbed at gunpoint and pretty much almost lose my life over a damn Rolex watch in a 4-star hotel. And, I never thought that would happen. But.
Yep. And just like, where do you have a car accident at? Well, most car accidents likely to happen in your neighborhood, on your block.
That's right.
Because that's where you're coming in and out all the time. So
Millions of poor people, some people are just going to have to resort to crime in order to survive. It's just the way it is.
It is what it is. The more desperate they get, the more risk they're going to take. Okay, Johnny Jenkins says, a curious question. Would you recommend if I meet women from Venezuela and she wants to meet you in Colombia and ask you for money to pay for the bus, should you try and pay for the bus ticket yourself? I mean, if you don't know her, if you're asking me, well, I'll let James answer in a second, but if you're asking me, I wouldn't give her any money. You don't even know her. You haven't met her yet. I mean, when you're in a relationship, that's different. And you built up that trust.
I can answer that. I met this one guy down there. He's from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Great dude. And he had met some beautiful girl from Venezuela. And they made arrangements to meet in Medellin. And she showed up. And he was not, he was just an average Joe. And she was a stunning woman. And as far as I know, they're still together and everything's going great. I mean, if you want to take that chance, if it's 50, 60, $100 or whatever, go for it if you want. I don't think it's necessary though. I think if you want to, you keep this in mind, guys. If you're going to get in a long distance romance or relationship, recognize that you're going to have to go down there and spend time with that girl, right? So if she's having to come from another country to meet you, don't think you're going to meet her one time and you guys are going to go live happily ever after and get married and all that. It doesn't work like that. You might think it's going to be that way, but let me tell you, these women, they take their time. Okay. You're going to have to spend a lot of time. You're going to have to visit her often. Mm-hmm. If she's a good girl and if she's honest and she's really interested, it's going to take time. You're going to have to go see her several times before it even gets close to engagement time.
This is good information, James. Much appreciated. I've been there. I lived there. I didn't date. That's not why I went there. Mm-hmm. So this is good information to pass on that I haven't been able to pass on to people. So and let me read a couple of lines right quick. I don't know if you can see it or not, but Johnny Jenkins says, curious question. Would you recommend you meet a woman? Meet a woman from, that's the one I just read. Tay International Central is a little dangerous. But if you're with a buddy who knows how to move in an inner city in the USA, then you'll be probably okay during the day. And like I said, there's strength in numbers. You're less liable to get jacked if there's a bunch of you, but it's still possible. I've seen groups of people get robbed. I mean, they just robbed them in the hotel. And the one I reported 3 weeks ago, that they took, I don't know how much money, hundreds of thousands of dollars from these people. I don't know if they were rap stars or who's got $100,000. I mean, who goes down there and balls out like that? Actually, one of my viewers was one of the people. He said he was laying down in his bed and they ran up on him. I tried to get an interview with him, but I guess he didn't want to share. But so he said, I thought it was in the lobby, but he says they busted in his door and took his stuff. But yeah, Tay, you're right. Cali Jersey Boy says, great information on here today. Thanks to Israel and James. Rose says, nice ladies stay clear of tourists. They see them as sexual predators. Not all, of course, but if you are there to party, you will not meet any nice women. I mean, if you're going up to party, and we know a lot of guys are, I mean, that's your deal. I mean, it is what it is, but you're dealing with different women at that point. Mike B says, that's him, Brian, nice guy. Yeah, that is him. He's a super cool guy, really nice guy. Again, his girlfriend is he's talking to his girlfriend live too, she's in the Philippines. Let's see, Turbo Stream, okay. That says, all the tips mentioned here applies to nearly every country in Latin America. Agreed. Euro dude, you can find good, sincere women. Problem though is most have kids, and they live alone with their family and poor barrios. Yeah, be careful what barrio you going up into to meet somebody. Let's see. Fedora Fox says, Tay International, what's up, bro? Thanks, James. Great insight. Yeah, he says thanks, James. Great insight.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. Anything else you can share, and any questions? Pop them up real quick because I don't want to keep them all day. Pass it on.
Fine. I'm having fun. If you don't have me, I'll kind of chill out. I've been, like I said, my story is pretty simple. You know, a girl that works for me is from Colombia. Interestingly enough, her brother, they're from Colombia. They moved here. Her brother found and met a girl in Colombia. They got married, and then she got her citizenship, and now she's divorcing him.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is terrible. So, you know, the woman I'm with, one of the things that I noticed about her was she wants me to live in Colombia. Okay, she wants me to live there full time. She doesn't want to come back here. Okay, so she's been pretty consistent about that. And so if a woman, you know, she's taking care of you, if she's investing in you, if she's cooking for you, if she's easy to get along with, if you ask her to do something and she's glad to do it, if she has that giving kind of mentality, that's a good woman. Unfortunately, with the online dating, if you just want to get hookups, online dating's fine. You can use your gringo charm and hook up with a lot of women, of course. But you got to understand, you're just some other gringo. I mean, these women probably get hundreds of emails a day. Mm-hmm. So why would you even want to, once they kind of get spoiled by that, there's, you know, that's why I don't do online dating. I don't do it here in the States. I stopped doing that about 10 years ago because I realized it's better to meet people in person. Mm-hmm. And when you go down there and you see a girl that's cute at the cafe, you know, just chat a little bit, learn some Spanish. And then, you know what a good line is too? Mm-hmm. And just say, and you can't come across as trying to be your buddy because that comes off creepy. You gotta say, you know, you're cute. You're going to be a cute Spanish tutor for me, and give her your card and let her contact you. Just say, help me with my Spanish and you know, teach me how to flirt or something like that. Keep it kind of like flirty, not like you're trying to be some creepy friend, go in the friend zone. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, I've met more women down there doing that, and they're good women. And you know that they see you and you see them. You know that you're attracted to each other. It's not like you're building up something with somebody you've never met before, because your odds, you know, it took me about dating 50 women to really find one good one. One that, I mean, they're all pretty good, but I mean, one that, you know, had everything I was looking for. It takes time.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Mike B says, how long has James lived there?
Off and on for 6 years. Yeah, I've always kept a place down there. I've always rented. You know, I when I would meet somebody, they've got their own apartment or whatever. But I've officially had my own place that I've shared with my girlfriend for about 4 years. So
wow,
it's
that's
great,
a long time.
Man.
So
Colombia is great.
Yeah, before that, did you Airbnb or you had an apartment?
You know, Airbnb is awesome. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, what I love about the Airbnb is it's so much better of value. And for it, you know, it's like here's the great thing for guys that are going and dating women down there. And I know we're talking a lot about that, but the great thing about it is it gives you a reason to stay at the apartment and cook when you have an Airbnb, because you've got a kitchen, you've got a stove, you've got a refrigerator. So when I get down there, I'll usually hit the grocery store on the way to the hotel, the Airbnb, buy food, eggs, all that kind of stuff, steak, whatever, and I stock up my fridge. And that way, if I'm dating or whatever, I got my girlfriend or whatever, it's like, we'll just cook there. And it's better because then you're not blowing all this money on getting, your dry cleaning, and which can be expensive, restaurants and all that. And it saves a lot of money, by doing that.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I was there and by myself, and if you go back and look at my old videos, there's a time that I cooked salmon and some corn. I don't think I cooked the corn enough. It was just a bad meal. And everything there is not like it is in the U.S. And I'm picky about foods. If you saw my food, I get all kind of grief for me not liking bandeja paisa. But I didn't. I just can't eat fat. I can't bite and swallow fat. I just can't
It's
do
heavy.
that. Oh man. Yeah, it's a lot of fried stuff too. Everything from the bread on down, everything is fried.
Yeah.
But I after that time, it was ding dong, rappy, ding dong, rappy. Or I'm at Sweet Georgia Cafe. I'm going over there to get me some. Man, I love their food too. I still don't know how he got Colombians and Venezuelan people in the kitchen that can cook like soul food. He's got oxtails over there now. How's he do this? I don't get it. But I know the mustard is not the same. Okay, I went grocery shopping. I shopped at the Jumbo down on Las Vegas Boulevard. Was my closest store, and the cheese is not the same. When you pick up the cheese, and it's
Right.
it's just not. And I guess I'm one of them Americans. I have to remind myself, don't be American sometimes. We'll lose that American attitude. But for me, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to buy your own groceries and you save money. You don't have to eat out all the time unless you're eating typical. But for me, rappy, ding dong, rappy. I'm just.
Yeah, I learned that from you. I think that's a great idea. I've never really used them before, but I'm going to use that when I go down there next time. And but the food is it's bland, but it's good food. It's funny. It's like I can go down there and eat more food and lose weight, but when I come back here and eat less, I gain weight. The food, it's so much better down there. It's we call it organic here. They call it food down there.
Exactly.
It's like, what's organic? It's like, well, it means like the cows eat grass. Well, the cows eat grass here. You see them when you're driving into the town.
Yep.
It's funny.
Yes, I have some uchuva now in the refrigerator. I caught. It cost me $5 for like 40 of them. You remember the uchuva little orange balls? I first had them up at Parque RV. I love those little things, and I would buy them from the grocery store. I'm sure they were cheap. Here it cost me $5 for like 30 of them. But I love those things. The fresh fruit. You will be ODing on fruit, fresh fruit. Sugarcane, everywhere that they make this stuff all around the city too, and selling avocados, aguacate. Somebody will be outside your building yelling, depending upon where you are. But yeah, Rappy, I can't believe you lived there for 6 years and you never used Rappy.
Well, we would just cook our own food. You got to understand, I date a woman that's a freaking amazing cook.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I was telling her the other day, I was like, I've been with you for 4 years. I don't think I've ever had the same meal twice. And that's a true story, man. She's amazing cook.
Okay, I got you. Euro Dude says Rappy has a flat rate for $5 a month, unlimited deliveries, right? I said, I don't know about that. I didn't have unlimited. I might as well have, because I was ordering. Sometimes I'd order 2 in one day, or 2 meals from 2 different locations and have it brought. And you look at the map, just like Uber, and you can see the little scooter coming down. Oh, he's turning on the corner. Let me go and head down. Or he come in and ring the doorbell and knock on my door. They don't do that here. You got to meet him out front.
You know what's cool too is down there, which is it's kind of like think of like back in the 50s. Like everything is service based. Like you go to they have this great grocery. It's like a farmer's market. And they filled this bag full of fruits and vegetables. And it was like $20 for like a big garbage bag full of vegetables. It lasts us like a month.
Is it like
And they
Caruños
deliver
or
it for free.
Carullos or something like that?
I don't remember the name of it,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like, you know, it's just like it's like a fruit vegetable stand type thing, and
Mhm.
they deliver for free. You just tip the guy. I tipped him like 10,000 pesos, just like $3,
$3,
and
yeah.
he was real happy. And the same thing with groceries. Like we walk down to the grocery store, buy a whole, you know, enough groceries to last us a month, and they'll deliver it for free. You know, you give them your address, your phone number, and then 15, 20 minutes later, there they are, and they bring it up. It's awesome.
Exactly. And you tip and keep your change, because some of those coins aren't worth that much in US currency. So save it up and give it to the delivery. I would always stack up and give them extra stuff. So it's a big deal to them when you do tip. I over tip here in the US because I grew up in the business, and I know people are struggling now. But hey, James Dennis says, James, have any dining suggestions?
Dining, as in DINING?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll tell you my favorite place in the world, and is let me see if I can. The place is called Coco Royo. Okay, you got to drive to it. It's on your way. If you leave Medellin and you're heading towards Bejo,
Mm-hmm.
and then you head north towards like you're going to Barbosa or Hiradota. It's a drive, but let me tell you, this place has the best food. It's cheap and it's fun, and the service is amazing. And if you want to like kick back and just relax for like a couple of hours and have a great meal, that's healthy, that tastes good, and you know, and like I said, it's cheap. That's my favorite restaurant, Coco Royo.
Okay.
It's got like it's got little chicken mascot, dude. That when I was dating women, I'd take them there, and it was like they would always love it. And the food is it's authentic and it's great. I love that place.
There's your answer, Dennis. I'm getting hungry talking about this. I forgot I haven't had lunch, so we're gonna shut it down shortly because I got to go eat. Anybody else have any questions for James while we got him on? And I appreciate your time today, James. Much thanks, man. Thanks for watching my videos too.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Okay, and sometimes it take a few seconds before the questions come up. But if anybody else has another question, let me know, or you can ask them in the chat group as well too. But anything else you want to add before you cut out, or before I cut out?
I would just say, you know, although I've talked a lot about the negative stuff, just to kind of wake people up to, you know, the probabilities of having a bad situation, running into a bad encounter. It really is a beautiful country. It's a really great place. Just remember, when you go down there, you're representing your country too. These people have a lot of country pride, national pride. So you kind of are representing your country. So, you know, try not to be an ass. You know, it makes it easy for everybody else too, because, you know, the general thing that they hear a lot about are these sex tourists coming down for the cocaine and the drugs and the prostitution and the child sex stuff that goes on. And that's a really big deal down there. Here, it's probably a racial issue. That's a big problem in our country. Down there is the sex tourism stuff. It's a real hot button. So just go down there, mind your manners, and I promise you'll probably end up in a better place than if you go down there with malintentions and you're rude and you're just a rude American, because you can get yourself, you know, in some serious trouble down there.
Absolutely. I did a video.
Enemies, you can get in real trouble.
Exactly. I did a video a couple of months ago on how to act as a tourist. To, you know, be and humble yourself when you need to. Don't challenge people when you're not at home. And you're not, it's all started with the whole Kendrick, whatever his name is, the guy that got the actor that got punched by the cops in Cartagena. And that's how it all started. And then the tourist that got killed in Parque Presidencial, right next to Parque Lleras. But just know you cannot be, my girlfriend is Filipina. And when we first started traveling internationally together, she would tell me, because if you have an attitude and you always have it, you don't know you have an attitude. Not until somebody brings it to your attention. You need a friend to check you. Like she checked me and said, "Why are you acting like that? Why don't you need to stop being American?" And it took me a while, then I got offended. What do you mean I'm American? And then I started realizing, because I watched other people, and I said, "Oh man, that's how I look. That's how I look."
Yeah.
You do look stupid. You do look a certain kind of way to other people when you act like you're privileged. Like I heard Carlton say it once. You mad at people because your food taking so long at McDonald's? Well, guess what? McDonald's they don't have the food just sitting right there. You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait at Subway. You're gonna wait on everything. You're gonna wait for your check. They don't bring you a check. You gotta ask them for it. So don't think your American ways and views are going to be placed on them. But let me, there's a question Mike B said, what suggestions does James have for a newbie going for maybe 2 weeks, never been to Colombia before?
If you can afford to rent a car, I would advise you to rent a car.
What? Okay, so that's new to me, because I would say, no, don't drive there if your life depended on it. Why would you say that?
The reason why is, for me, it's always been safer, and as far as I'm concerned, is to, when you get off the plane, to get a rental car. It's really easy. The people speak English. Get money at the ATM. Don't use those, you'll see them where you can exchange your currency for money. Don't do that. Just use your credit card or debit card to get cash from an ATM. It's cheaper. Obviously you got to call your bank and let them know, hey, I'm going to be using my credit card for such and such dates or whatever. That's cheaper to do it that way. Plus, you don't always have to carry around a lot of cash if you know that you can get to an ATM and just, get cash if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bank Colombia is the best one. You can get the most out of that ATM. I think it's like $300. You can get something like that. It's like 600,000 pesos, 800,000 pesos. It's like $300. So, and that'll last you like at least a week. I mean, that'll last you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Airbnb is a good way to go. Definitely. I have had zero problems.
I've had some issues. I have a video on that. I have had some issues, but they stood behind their company and they looked out for me. So go look at my type in DC Born Rob and Airbnb and you'll see those. But Airbnb is a good choice, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe, join Rob's WhatsApp. Join that too. There's some great information. I was reading today stuff that I learned. I mean, I was like, wow, that's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, wealth of information. Yeah.
And make friends. Make good friends. Make connections when you're down there.
Mm-hmm.
Those people, it's great to have good friends. If anything should happen, like I'll tell you, not to keep this thing going on because I know you got to go, Rob, but I got an accident while I was down there. And basically, I was trying to come over to take an exit, and a moto tried to pass me on the left. Now, that's the one thing about driving a car down there is they lane split. They'll drive down the center.
Yep.
That's a lane. Okay.
Anywhere they can fit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was funny because I had a friend of mine with me, and I was thinking, shit, I don't own this car. I'm going to be in all this trouble. There was no damage to the car, thank God, but they were pissed off. The cop finally got there. My friend negotiated it. I had to pay the guy like 100,000 pesos, which is like $30, and then he signed a form. Now I signed a form. So we basically settled the car wreck, the motorcycle claim on the side of the street for $30. Was there any damage to the car? No.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you were good with the rental company. Yeah.
Yeah. I had the insurance too, so it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But having a car there, it's good. It's safe. You can get where you need to go. I'm not a big fan of the metro and using the metros again. I mean, and just use common sense. Don't bring anything with you that you value. I mean, don't bring your passport around with you. Make photocopies of that when you check in. Make photocopies.
Mm-hmm.
Your passport, your visa, carry that along with you. I got pulled over one time and I had copies. They looked at it, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Exactly.
You don't want to lose your passport. You don't want to get robbed and lose your passport.
If you want to know of a hassle, yeah, that you getting ready, you be in for something, you lose your passport. Now, I'm not sure if this is FL boy or fly boy, Florida boy swag. He says, do you think regular girls ask for money or small gifts? And what if you ignore her question and she doesn't really hassle you?
Say that again.
I don't know if I understand. He says, do you think regular girls ask for money and or small gifts? And what if you ignore her question and she don't really hassle you?
Let me tell you a little secret about women. All right. This is probably the best little secret to know about women. Learn to say no. They love it. That women love it when you tell them no.
Mm-hmm.
They love strong men. And when you just say, no, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go buy her a little gift on your own, you go do that with that. But don't ever, if she's asking for anything, you just say, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's better to give when not ask. Personally.
Oh, they love it.
You know?
They love a real man. And
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something, guys, I know they like these Latino women. If you don't know how to handle American women, you're out of the game when it comes to Latino women. Because let me tell you, they will eat you alive. If you don't know how to handle it yourself. You got to be strong. Tell them no. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying you an iPhone. No. I'm not paying your rent. No. Go find somebody else.
Yeah, he says, do you think those are red flags?
It's a test. And she's trying to figure out if you're a real man or if you're some little pussy boy she can kind of like have her way with. You don't want to be the latter.
Hey, James, language sometimes, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries. Normally when I record, if I do anything, I'll beep it out. But anyway, okay, so Big Mike International, he said, that's a first. What's a first? Because I'm 10 minutes behind on these, dude. Big Mike has lived down there for months. Actually lived in my old building there too. Euro dude, don't use ATMs which are viewable from the street. Use an ATM in the mall. Always say that. Always. And there's always cops around those too. They're always lined up and there's a cop standing behind you. There's cops everywhere with a shotgun. I don't know why a shotgun versus a pistol, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess you see it
Before you exit the airport, there's an ATM. There's 2 ATMs. They're everywhere.
But if you're going more than once, don't leave the country without taking pesos with you. So then when you do come back, you can just pull out what you already have and get by for a day or two without having to panic.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have money from so many different countries. I wonder what it's worth. I need to sit down and add it up. I have, Logan says, I have drove and rented a car from Santa Marta to Medellin, and it can be fun but challenging. But you can see more and do more if you have to remember. Most of the cars are manual trend. That is true. The whole time, the Ubers I've driven, I had 2. The whole time I was there, 2 had automatics. Everybody else, they're all stick shifts. And those cars are tiny. And by the way, here's something I didn't see anybody bring up. Don't slam the car door. The car doors are light, and you won't be thinking, and you'll think it's a regular car door. They're so light that they slam, and you'll see your driver will stick his arm out. 9 times out of 10. American slam doors. It's just known. So when you get out, sometimes if they don't tell you ahead of time, they'll put their hand out to stop it. So there's another thing for you. Don't slam the car door. I was very conscious of it, and I shut it off. You know, I watched a lot of videos, like I guess some of you guys are watching me now. I watched a lot of videos to learn this before I even went down. Okay, talk to locals. Yeah, it says good advice. Big Mike says that's why you shouldn't drive. Oh, I guess just the accident. Logan, you know, one thing I hate doing, a reason I like that is that I didn't have to drive. I don't like to drive. I don't like the stress of driving here. So I sure wouldn't drive there where they're straight. I mean, that is the worst driving outside of maybe Cebu, Philippines, or Vietnam. Vietnam's is, man, they drive on a sidewalk on motorcycles while you just walking down the street. Okay, let me see what else I got here. I'm not going to be able to answer that. Let me see. Logan Daniel says there's a lot of checkpoints on the highway from national police and military. Yeah, they will pull you over, and a lot of them are looking for Ubers, especially when Ubers weren't legal.
I've been through a lot of those. Just smile, and if you what I do is I pretend I don't speak Spanish, and then they just let me go.
Yeah, say a couple of words. Say, I'm sorry.
And they just let you go.
And like you hear it here and say, oh, no comprendo. Then you can say the same thing. I'm sorry. I don't speak. I did that with a kid. You know, it was a kid up at Parque Yet, off of Calle Diaz, and they were asking for money. Hey, tiene dinero? Tiene dinero? And I was going, I said, for once, I said, I'm not going to say anything in Spanish. I said, I'm sorry. I don't speak any English. Like, I didn't know what he was saying. He said, money. You have any money? And I still break out laughing. I thought I would use it, and it didn't work for me that one time. James, okay, yep. Word I learned that lesson in 2019. No car doors laughing. Yep. Okay. So any other questions or any other advice? Because I got to go eat. But hey, and while you're in there too, while anybody in the group, hey, much appreciated to you, James. Hey, and Israel too. Can I get some thumbs up? Again, let me explain the YouTube algorithm. The more you hit like, the more YouTube shares the videos with other people. So it pops up as a suggestion for them. The more times you hit like for this video now, for this video later. Now have a bunch of thumbs up, but just do me a favor and take the time and go down and hit that like button, because it does help the YouTube algorithm. Let me tell you something. I've been working on this for a year and a half. It's been a slow struggle because I don't do the butt shots. I'm not about going down looking for prepagos or whatever they call. So it's taken me longer to get in the travel niche. It's very difficult. You type in the word travel and see how many people are looking for travel. Millions. So I'm swallowed in that. I happen to have a niche with Medellin and Colombia and Guatemala. And so I'm doing well there, and I'm getting better and better. And so thank you guys for so much for even helping me get to this limit. I just passed 3,000. So much thanks for that. Much thanks for all you guys, and especially to Israel and to James today. Let me say, I'm going to read it, see what other things just popped up. Thank you guys for the likes too. Let me see before I miss this. Okay, Mike B says, thanks for doing this, guys. Got thumbs up. Thank you, BJ. Appreciate it. Mike B says 3K isn't bad. It will slowly build. Yeah, it's been slowly. It's picking up a little bit now, but it's been a lot of work, man. You don't see, and I had to tell somebody the other day, I spent hundreds of hours. I've spent hundreds, and I'm not kidding, hundreds and hundreds of hours. You don't see the editing part. You don't see me trying to be meticulous. Every video, I'm trying to get better and better, and I'm trying to do something new that I haven't done before. So it's a lot of work to get into to do for no money. I mean, I make a little bit of money now, but I'm telling you, it's pieces of a penny. So until I get to 25,000 or more, it's, you know, I'm not looking for it that way. I want to help while I can give, and I'm a firm believer that if you give, you get. So hence the reason for my charity. If anybody wants to help Comuna Ocho there, which is the El Faro neighborhood, I think Chef Jay is going next week with Andres. And I think Luis, our moderator, is going to go next week also. And I'm going to ask him to record so you can see firsthand. I've been there. I'm the type of person that I don't just like giving to charity because I don't know where the money's going to go, and then somebody's taking off percentage of that. I want to give to the people, and this is my opportunity to give. And I have Andres to thank for that. But let me see what other messages I have right here too. I'm currently living in Medellin. This is Hyman 100. I've met a lot of pretty women, and 99% of them are flaky. You spend a great time and think everything is good, but then they don't hear from them for a while. I've heard that story before.
That's
I came down. Yeah,
that's a test. They're just checking to see your interest level, and if you're a patient man. It's all about patience. It's all about patience. That's what that's all about.
You heard it, guys, from somebody who's experienced.
They're not flaky. They're not flaky. It's a patience game. You'd be surprised if you, let's say, for example, a flaky, let's say they're late to a date, don't be there. Just say, hey, I'm leaving. I wait 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And if I tell them that, if I set a date for one of them, or, you know, one of these ladies, I do that in the States too. When I was single, I would do the same thing. I'd say, hey, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to have a drink. Come meet me around, 7 o'clock. I'm going to hang out for about a half an hour, and then I'm going to take off. And they show up. But, don't wait.
Yeah, don't sit there waiting.
Don't wait.
I've heard people waited hours. It was even on 90 Day Fiance. They waited like 2.5 hours. I'm like, are you serious?
Do not do that. That's a test. You leave. They want to see if you, because think about it, if you're a woman, you know, they don't want to get entangled with some guy that's a control freak that's going to beat their ass. Oh, sorry, beat their butt. I mean, they're scared. I mean, so you got to see it from their perspective. They want to see that you have good emotional self-control. And so if you wait and if she doesn't show up and it goes past 15, 20 minutes, don't text her. Just wait. After about 30 minutes, you leave. You show her that you're a man of your word, that you do what you say, and you don't reach out to her. You don't contact her. You don't text her. You move on. And then what will happen is in about a week, maybe 2 weeks, if it's 2 weeks, she's definitely playing a game. She will reach out to you. You act like nothing ever happened. You don't bring it up that she never showed up. And I'll tell you what, that girl, she'll show up to every date you set. It's about patience, not showing that you're needy, that you'll let her come to you when she feels comfortable, and you're not a control freak. That's how they filter out guys.
There you go. You heard it from the love doctor,
very
James.
Important to know.
You heard it from my channel, Love Doctor. Now, if you want to date that, this is the most valuable information I've had offered to my viewers. So much appreciated, James.
Oh man, I had so much fun. Anytime.
And somebody says you should have a donate button. I need to work on that. Yeah, for anybody who wants to give. Right now, it just goes straight to PayPal, to Andres's PayPal account, and he gives it to them. He deals with the organization. When you do the tour, he takes you through trying different foods and so on, and learning in different places downtown, and then you take the bus ride up. Then the organization takes it from there, and they'll walk you around and show you exactly what they're doing and how they built it, how they started from just, they just got the bus service up there at that point. They hadn't run for 3 months. Can you imagine climbing the mountains and no bus? Mike C says, you might only have 3,000, but your subscribers are of higher quality. I agree. Much thanks for that. Much thanks for that. Flyboy Swag says, and you tell me, am I saying, is it Flyboy? It's FL Boy Swag. What's the main advice for not getting scammed by Colombian women?
Don't give them money.
Don't give anybody money. You can't get scammed. Yeah.
Women, it's that simple. Women will respect you for not giving them money because they'll see that it's a value thing. Mm-hmm. Women want a guy who's of higher value than them. They want to look up to their man. If you think you're going to give her money, it's like the old song says, you can't buy me love. And when you give them money, you're indicating that their value is higher than yours, because money and time are the most important resources. Once you give her money, you said, you are like my princess. You are the queen. You are above me. I'm going to worship you. And she will lose all attraction and interest in you.
I have never heard that.
That's a good one. How about you send me money? That's how you play that.
I've never heard that explained so well. I've never heard that explained so well. Honestly, guys, you need to listen to this stuff. If you're going there trying to meet a señorita, you need to listen to this stuff. He knows the stuff. And then somebody says, Rob, I appreciate the graph. Thanks for today's live. James knows his stuff. Thumbs up. James, what's your last name, James? You're not Moore. Well, don't tell me if you don't want to, but you're not Moore.
No, it's Grenier. It's Grenier.
Okay,
I've chatted on the side. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, it says James Moore says, that threw me when I saw James again. How's driving between Bucaramanga and Medellin? I visited my girlfriend in Bogota and Bucaramanga, where she lives, but we're going to do a road trip to Medellin. Are the roads safe?
Yeah, they're pretty safe. It's a crapshoot. I mean, plan your trip out. Make sure you're stopping at major cities to fill up and get food and stuff like that and drinks. But it's a crapshoot. I mean, I used to date a girl that lived in San Francisco, which is a very small community in Antioquia, and they have all sorts of problems there. And it's very, very dangerous in that little community. In fact, it was so bad, like I was not able to actually go visit her town. Like, she was just like, you don't understand. If they know I'm dating a gringo, they'll like, you know, grab one of my family members and extort us for money. It can get pretty serious. But if you're in a car and you rented a car and you plan your trip out to get, you know, stop and get fuel in, you know, bigger cities, not these tiny little towns, you'll be fine. Don't stop for anybody. If anybody's waving you or anything, drive around them. Don't stop and talk to people. Mm-hmm. That's where people get in trouble, is they'll see somebody's waving them down. So, you know, there's something in the road.
Yep.
You know, look in your rearview mirrors, make sure nobody's coming up on you, and drive around them. Do not stop for anyone, unless it's a police officer. You do not stop for anyone.
There you go. I have Hyman 100 says, good info, thanks. VJ says, Mr. James is stone cold. James Moore says, don't over text, signals complete needless. Don't over text, signals complete madness, needless? Not sure I get that one. Big Mike says, stick with PayPal and Cash App. There you go. JC says, is Uber still out? I think Uber's still there from what I understand. They left and came back. I don't know if it's still legal or not. It wasn't legal the whole time I was there, but I still took it. Do you know if it's still legal? I know you were driving, James, but
I usually have a car. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat group, man. I'm just gonna let you know, James. You're in the group, and all my group members are going to reach out to you now for some advice. So get ready.
Maybe we should start a new series on this, Rob.
I see that coming. I may do it. I may do that. Hey, if you're up for it, I may just do that, because evidently there's interest. And VJ says quality, not quantity. Exactly. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Take your time with these women. Look.
Are you there?
Just take your time with them. Don't be rushing to put a ring on their finger. Again, with women, think about it like this. It's like, if you're bearing gifts, I mean, it's like, I have a teenage daughter, okay? And what have I done my whole time raising this child? I'm teaching her to stay away from strangers. Don't talk to strangers, you know, don't accept gifts from people. I mean, that stuff gets ingrained. And then when they turn into adults, that's still there. And so if you're trying to buy them, it's like it makes them question you. It makes them wonder, why is he doing this? You know, and when you tell them, no, I'm not doing that, and you have an attitude like, I don't care what you think about that, it just violates my principles. I'm not to buy somebody's love or to give them money or buy them gifts unless I want to do it, you know, I mean, unsolicited, they'll respect that. And if they leave, which never happens, I've never had that. I've never had a girl do that. They don't do that. They'll respect you. They'll see you as the prize. And if you're trying all this money and gifts and you're going to fly down there after meeting them online and get engaged, I mean, you're not representing that you're the prize. You're not going to win. I'll tell you right now, you're going to blow your chances 100%.
Good advice. Mike B says, the thing is, most pretty Colombian girls wouldn't give most of us the time of day.
I've never had that problem.
I disagree with that. I mean, I wasn't down there meeting anybody, but I think if you speak Spanish and you're sincere, I don't see why you would have a problem down there. I'm telling you, there's women in the grocery store or at the coffee shop, like you said. Don't go up Parque Lleras and you see them walking around. That's all a show. That's all, you know. I mean, that's either business or a show. So don't get caught up in Parque Lleras. And Parque Lleras is alluring and it's beautiful. It is. It's unique. You know, coming from the States, you won't see anything like it. But, don't get caught up in that. Unless that's your scene. If that's your scene and that's why you're going, I think what James was saying, that's the way you're going to be categorized too, that you're going down there for that. So, JC.
Yeah, and have a good answer for like the common questions they're going to ask. Why are you here? You know, why do you want to date a foreign girl? Because it doesn't make sense to them. Because you live so far away, we'll never see each other. So you got to have a good answer for stuff like that. And if you don't, then they're not going to trust you. They're not going to believe you. They're going to think you're up to something.
Okay. JC Classy Bro says, where is it better to live, Medellin or Bogota? Have you been to Bogota?
I have not. I have lots lots of friends from there. To me, what I've always been told was, Bogota is kind of dangerous, and I don't know. I've heard a lot of things I don't particularly care about to even go visit Bogota, to be honest with you. Medellin to me it's the people just seem nicer. There's just, I don't know. I feel safer there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Medellin. I never left Medellin, and I had a chance to go to Cartagena and all that stuff. But somebody told me it's hot, you'll be sweating. Why would I want to go there? And there's bugs.
Cartagena is super hot.
Yeah, and people are going to harass me to buy stuff. I've seen those videos. No, why do I want to? And then, Bogota is cold in the evening. No, why do I? No, but
Cartagena is a party spot, so a lot of the women there are partiers. If you're into party girls, man, that's a great place. But
there you go.
You're not going to meet your chances of meeting a good girl, a good paisa girl, 0. Mm-hmm. I mean, I used to date girls in Cartagena, and they would always want to meet somewhere else. And I always knew what that was about. Oh, you got a boyfriend. You don't want to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sketchy stuff like that. And I never had that with girls and women from Medellin. I never had that problem. They're always pretty honest.
Yeah, I have to remind people too, I'm 58. And so I'm past I've done it all. I'm seen it all.
Whatever, man. You're still young.
I've seen it all. I'm still young, but I'm done. I got the one I want right now. Okay. James says, cool, good advice. Definitely driving during the day. My girlfriend has good radar too. So she'll make sure I don't tap the brakes. And I like James' bit of advice. And I'm the same way here in the States. If you get to a small town or something and there's a gas station, fill it up. Don't wait till, you're running low and you start panicking and there's not a town in the next 50 miles. Fill up every time you can. If you can, if it's simple, fill it up. Okay. Hyman 100 says, I used to be in, I just used Uber this morning. There you go. It's still there. James Moore says, we took Uber all the time in Bogota back in December. It's still there. Big Mike says, Uber is illegal in almost all of South America, including Colombia. It's just tolerated. Yeah, I took it the whole time, but I knew it was illegal. I mean, you know what? The first time they got me is the first time I went there, that first day. I mean, I'd been there before, but the first day when I moved, and I called an Uber, and the guy, while I'm waiting for him, he says, "What are you wearing?" I'm like, "What?" I felt like saying khakis. I mean, like, what do you mean? What am I wearing? He said, "What color shirt do you have?" I said, "I have a black and gold shirt." "And what kind of pants?" I'm like, what the heck is this? It's illegal. They don't want to get caught. So he's making sure he got the right person. Then all of a sudden, somebody walks up to me. I'm looking for a car. Dude walks up and goes, hey. And he's everybody always tries to pronounce DC Born Rob. They think I'm African or something when they try to read. There's too many consonants. Just don't look a Rob. I said, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. Vamos. Let's go this way. And I'm like, where are we walking? I'm carrying my luggage, and it's like, oh, it's illegal, dude. You can't, and you got to sit up front. That's another thing. You got to sit up front, because if you sit in the back, you're an Uber. So you got to sit up front. I don't know how that works with the mask and so on, but I'm one shot anyway, so I'm okay for now. Yep. Let's see. Give it a try, Bogota. Okay. Bogota is cool, James. Loved it. Give it a try. Seriously.
Awesome.
Yep. A lot of Paisas say Bogota people are rude. That's like Houston people say Dallas people are rude. James Moore says, yeah, Bogota and Medellin is sort of like New York and Boston or Philly. Mike B says, I'm 55 and I feel past my prime, but still want to go check out Medellin. Past your prime at 55?
Dude, I'm 48, man. My girlfriend, when in between my break with my current girlfriend, she was like 25, dude. It doesn't matter. Attraction for women, I mean, dude, that's why I'm still single. That's why I never settled down. It's like, 55 is nothing, dude. Man, there's all sorts of beautiful women. 30, 35, 40.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they take care of themselves, man. I mean, they're competitive down there. There's a lot of beautiful women of all ages.
Yeah.
Don't give up, man. I disagree with that. I just think that 55 is not too old.
I disagree as well. And I've had people comment, on some of my videos. No, I'm fat and old or something like that, and they're probably not going to want me or something like that. Now, I'm not a date doctor. I'm not the love doctor like James here, but I mean, don't count yourself out the game. I mean, if you manifest things like that, man, don't say things like that, you know?
It's all in your head. You are what you think you are.
Exactly. You're creating your own reality, bro. Just watch what you get.
Rob, I didn't even know you were 50. I was thinking you were like closer to like maybe like 45 or so. And I mean, I'm not hitting on you or anything. I'm just saying it's like, it's how you think about yourself too. You know, I mean, if you think you're old, your habits will follow. You'll start letting yourself go.
Yep.
Women they'll smell that on you. I mean, but if you think you're 55 and sexy and you're like a freaking a king, man, you'll have women in their 20s walking after you. That is a fact. I've seen it and I've experienced it.
It's just a number, man. I see myself as, I still think I'm a child. Can't believe I'm this age, really. I'm just blessed to still be here, to be honest with you.
I mean, it is a little bit weird. I mean, when they threw me my 48th birthday and I was on a break with my current girlfriend. I was dating this other girl and she was like 25. And it was weird because I was older than her parents, you know, and it was a little bit strange, but they didn't, I mean, I never brought it up. I never felt uncomfortable about it. And I never really thought twice about it. And it never was a problem. It really wasn't.
JC says, JC Classy Bro says, guys, come on. It's a poor country. And if you go there and start flashing bling, bling and money, of course, you're going to get hit. Believe it. He says, yeah, do you, he said, do it here in Miami and let me know how long you're going to last without being hit. He said, I tell people we got cities here that you don't do that in. So why would you go to another country and you're not familiar with the culture and you don't speak the language? Speak Spanish, learn Spanish. I have a video coming up. Actually, I'm editing it now. I'm interviewing a polyglot. Have any idea what that is, James?
A what?
A polyglot.
I have no idea.
Me either. And you know, the more I do this, the more I get people reaching out to me. And I had somebody reach out to me and says, yes, I'm in Africa, in the Congo. And I was hoping I can do an interview with you. And I'm a polyglot. I was like, what the heck? Wait a minute. What's a polyglot? Let me look this up. And I looked it up online and said, oh, okay. It's one who speaks 8 or more languages. So, and he offers tips on how to learn the languages, and he's going to do a free consultation for my viewers too.
Oh, so, that's awesome.
Yeah, he speaks, I think, French, German, Spanish, English, Mandarin, and 3 African dialects. And I forgot what they are. But
you know what's interesting is before I got into dating like foreign women and all that, I went on a little trip by myself to Aruba, and I met a girl there. And she spoke 7 languages, and that was normal because it's a Dutch foreign-owned, you know, country. I suppose it's one of their territories, and so they had to learn. She knew Papiamento, Dutch, English, Spanish, and then I think and it was like French or something like that. But yeah, he would be of great value because if he knows that many languages, he knows the shortcuts, you know. And that would help your viewers a lot because you got to know Spanish.
Got to speak some Spanish. Learn something. I know people that live there that get by. And what they do is they hang around other expats. But that's not what I wanted. I wanted to enjoy the culture. I wanted to be immersed in it. I wanted to force myself to have. I mean, I already spoke some, you know, and like I joke with my girlfriend and I, you know, she's Filipina and they have a Hispanic background. The 2 of us make one Hispanic person. She's Filipino and I'm Black because I can speak it more than she can, but she can understand it quicker than I can. So I'll talk to people. Oh, yeah, and she'll say, and I go, I'm sorry, I'm not. She'll go, no, she just said you want 2, and I go, okay. So with the 2 of us make one Hispanic person, but you have to learn. Teach yourself up, down, left, right, here, there. How is? You need to learn the important things first. But look up that website I told you, I saved it still. It is verbling.com, verbling.com. Look that up. There's people that work for like $5 or less, $2 an hour. I just want to see, can I get somebody quality for $2 an hour? I mean, you spend $10 and you get 5 hours worth of Spanish lessons. Do it, dude.
That's another reason. That's another reason to make friends, because what we would do is they would talk to me or message me in English, and I'd have to message them in Spanish. And I'd use Google Translate a lot of the time, of course. But I would say if there was a word I didn't know, that was the word of the day. I had to learn that word. And I'd say, over a few months, I got pretty good. And then, I'm fairly fluent now.
Every day.
It's just from talking.
Every day I learned a new word. I'm asking, ask the driver, what is this, the circle called? Ooh, rotunda. Also, now I know rotunda. Now, every day I would say rotunda. And, they put tint on the windshields there. I mean, I don't know how, sometimes it's so dark in the daytime I can't see, let alone they drive at night with the windshield. I had to learn what oscuro was. Every day I learned a different word. Nacia, born, because I'm trying to say DC born Rob, I'm Nacia. JC Classy Bro says, I lived in Puerto Rico and it's not any better. Depending on where you go and play, just mind your business, be nice and cool, and be humble. No flashy crap. Exactly. Be humble. Be humble. And watch my video where I go over how to act. And I say, look, be humble. When people, and somebody may jump on your face with something, be humble. Know when to walk away. Okay. Because you got too much to lose when you're down there. James Moore says, age is just a number. If you take care of yourself, then people will notice. Exactly. Okay. Oh, yeah. I saw a few older women with super hot bodies. Okay. That was BJ. James Moore says, my girlfriend is 31 and I'm 49. For Colombia, that's not a significant age difference. And that's just what James just said. Black Morpheus said, black don't crack. I hear you. James Moore said, Colombians genuinely appreciate it if you are at least try to speak Spanish. Same thing here in the U.S. If you walk into a Mexican restaurant and you go, you speak any English? That's not how it works. You have to let them know, say, yo hablo muy poquito español, okay? Pero entiendes poquito inglés o no? But you have to try. They appreciate that you are trying. So try, and they will help you. They will help you. You'll be surprised.
Well, let me put it to you like this when it comes to women. There's a friend of mine who's a bartender here. He's from England. He's not a very good-looking guy. That dude gets more women in this area than any other dude I know because he's got an accent. And so when you try to speak Spanish, they love it. Like their eyes light up. They get all glazy-eyed looking at you. They love the accent. It's sexy to them. It really is. Learn Spanish.
I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought of that. If you are American and you're speaking Spanish, you have an accent.
And what's funny is I'll admit, you gotta always be funny and playful with women. And so what I'll do is I'll purposely say things that are wrong in Spanish just to get a laugh out of her or out of her. Like when I'm around their friends or family, I'll just be like, if they start busting on me for being, American or whatever, I'll purposely say things wrong. So it comes off as being, so it's funny,
Yeah, James, you got to let me bring you back again, man. We need to do.
I love it.
We definitely need to do this again. Thumbs up, please. If I can get some more thumbs up of anybody who's in here that has not hit it. Don't hit the button twice, though. You'll take it back off. Okay. James Moore says Colombians genuinely appreciate it if you at least try to speak Spanish. Exactly. JC Classy Bro says here in Miami, we have a pill called ecstasy, and once they put that in your glass, with no aftertaste, you go blank for about 4 to 6 hours. That sounds like scopolamine. Don't get scoped, guys. Don't get got. It can happen to anybody, but all you can do is use precautions, man. Don't let anybody around your glass, especially people you don't know. And like Rob from Sweet Georgia, the owner of Sweet Georgia, if you saw that interview, said, as soon as the girl you're talking to says, you mind if my friend comes join us? Run. He says right then. And if you saw my interview with Kevin that got scoped, he says, all I remember, Rob, and it was totally separate conversations. He said, all I remember, Rob, is I was talking to the first girl and she said, you mind if my friend come over? He said, and that's the last he remembers until hours later, he was passed out in the back of a taxi trying to find his hotel. Okay, James Moore says Duolingo is good. I have that on my phone too. I got my mom using Duolingo. At least I know how to ask for the check and find the bathroom. That's the first thing, man. I told you, ¿dónde está el baño? What is it? Shoot, and I used to say that the most important one other than the bathroom is ATM. La automática, what is it? God, now I can't think of it. I haven't asked for an ATM in a while. Well, tarjeta is a card.
Right.
But La automática, now I can't think of it. Now I got to remember because I was looking for a bank. I was scrambling my first day trying to find where's an ATM, where's an ATM. But once I found it, now I knew I was good. Then I started learning the banks, and I was right near the Las Vegas Mall too.
Isn't it like Cajero or something like that?
Cajera automática. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. I just remember.
Cajera automática.
Bank Colombia. That's the only one I use too.
Yeah.
I don't use any of the other banks.
Exactly. That's the one I used too. I tried Scotiabank because Scotiabank was supposed to not have a fee. But every time I went, there's only like 2 or 3 ATMs in the city, and they never worked for me. Also, Charles Schwab. If you have an account with Charles Schwab, they don't charge you, or they charge you and they give you the money back, so you don't pay any fee with them either.
That's great.
Duolingo, okay, and when you speak their language, they respect you even more. Exactly, JC. J Love says, I'm back in Medellin, Rob. J Love, welcome back then. I'm not there, but welcome back. I think I will relocate to Mexico. Mexico has better options. The food is better and more cities to choose from. I know you from there, and I think, Jay, you from Bejo. I just could not get into the food there. So I'm going to say Mexico does have more seasoned food than they do in Medellin. But hey, glad you made it back home, and I guess you got out of here just in time, hopefully. Or did that? I don't know. You were down in Corpus. I don't know if that hit you down there. VJ says that the translation app pronounces Spanish. That is true. The only time I use the app, Google Translate, I mean, every once in a while I may get stuck with a word, but you can take the camera from your phone and open it up and point it at a menu. Got to hold it steady, but it will translate the words on the menu, so you don't order the wrong thing. Because I've done that too. Just use it. Yeah, just use it to help you speak. Exactly. Okay, so that's exactly how I met my girlfriend. I greeted her in Spanish, and her eyes lit up, and then I had to apologize for my poor Spanish. Everybody does. I was working in Bogota at the time. Okay, J Love says, anyone can meet women in Colombia. It's the type of women is what counts. Barrio girls need American help and currency. Big Mike says, what's up, J Love? What part of Mexico? Guadalajara? I was looking down at Guadalajara and Merida. I need to buy some land outside of this country just to have a place to go to. Black Morpheus says translator app can be wrong in translation. It can, because it's only understanding what you're telling them. And if you say it wrong, it may tell you back wrong too. Even if you do it right, it'll probably tell you something wrong.
It can start a lot of fights too.
Exactly. You don't know what you're saying, man. You think you said something wrong and you just insulted her dad. Learn the language where you are visiting. Exactly. Dr. FX Swing Trading says, Cajero Automatico. He caught it for me. Okay, yeah. That's what it was. I couldn't. That's the first thing I'm saying. Come on, se dice? Cajero Automatico. And then I had to learn it. That was the first thing I learned. That was the first thing I had to learn. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to do one word every day. And again, I already spoke some. And sometimes I've had rides with Uber drivers where we had a long conversation. It was like I was speaking in English. It just was smooth. And then sometimes I'd have a driver where I didn't understand what the heck he was saying. I was shocked.
I had a conversation with this taxi driver. I thought we were having a great conversation. My girlfriend gets in the car. She speaks this at the time. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. She could speak English, and she was like, you guys have been talking? And I was like, yeah. He's like, he understands you? I said, yeah. And then she asked him, he's like, I don't know. I didn't understand one word he said.
Oh, I got that too. I did a trade show in Mexico, and it was for the Hispanic market, and they had a reception. And I was standing out and talking to a few guys who were standing at a little stand-up table, and I was just chit-chatting with them and using my Spanish, and I thought we were having a conversation. But no, I wasn't using my Spanish. I was talking to him in English. And then my guy came over and goes, Rob, you know they don't speak any English, right? I was like, oh man. Learn your way around. Let's see, Monterrey, yep, definitely. Guadalajara, Oaxaca, and Merida. that you can check them out. Merida is supposed to be a good destination in Mexico. Guadalajara is also beautiful women. Nayarit also. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, I am a fan. If you've watched my videos for any period of time, you know I love Guatemala. You have to get to Antigua and Lake Atitlan. I'm telling you, I've been to a lot of countries, and this is the most beautiful city I've ever been to. And I love Medellin. And I did a comparison too. If you type in DC Born Rob and Antigua and Medellin, I did a comparison. Do watch the video to find out who won. But I love Antigua, and volcanoes outside my window, and the weather's good too. Yeah. Okay, last one. Johnny Jenkins says, yeah, you got, if you haven't been, man, and especially if you want to take your girl, especially if your girl is there, that's a good trip for you, man. That's right in the middle too. You could have her fly out and meet you. Probably both of you could have straight flights.
That's a great idea.
Oh my God, man, you're gonna want to get married there. It is the perfect place to get married too. Let me tell you. Couples will love it. My girl, we fell in love with this city, man. I mean, it's incredible. Let's see. Watch my videos from there. Look at the hotels we had, how well they kept stuff. Just unbelievable. Old buildings, well kept. Johnny Jenkins says, I'm 100% Colombian and Venezuelan women. I will never date another woman in the USA. Don't give up on USA women now. I mean, women everywhere. It's just finding the right one. It is what you like, though. Everybody has preferences.
With American women is simply this: you got to find one that doesn't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's if they've seen that show, if they've watched that show, you're done. You'll forget about it. She's lost. She belongs to the
That's
streets.
the advice. Let me see. What the York in Patajas. J-Love says, I heard the HEB stores got raided in Corpus. It's really bad, but the situation is worse up north in Dallas. Yeah, it's been a struggle this week in Texas. Let me tell you, it's been 3 days without electricity, man. And again, in my building, I could see people across that had power. They were eating, watching TV, and I'm like, what the? I'm hungry. Their windows all fogged up with their heat. I'm like, look at them people, old fancy people with heat. And I'm over here cold, no electricity. And then when they cut off the water.
I'm hearing people are getting these power bills of like $5,000 and $10,000.
I heard, my girl told me this morning it's coming. So I need to check that because I have that taken straight off my credit card. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, this will be ridiculous if they, yeah. I mean, they can't stick. That can't stick. If it's like over the top absurd, especially when I had no electricity, what you gonna charge me for? You know, no meter was moving here. So Dr. FX Swing Trading says James watches a lot of RP content. What is that? RP content. Laugh out loud.
Real person.
real person content. Hey,
it's just I'm 48. I've dated a lot of women. I know them. I understand them.
You got the experience. I'm sticking with the one I got for now. This is working. We can ride this till the wheels come off. And so I got one. It's good. And when I lived in Medellin and she came and visited me, we were like, if you go back and watch my first video, you'll see what happened. But when she came and visited me and she was like, I see why you like it here. That made the whole trip. She's like, I see why you.
Filipino women are amazing. They are. They're very educated, very good souls. Those are some of the best women in the world.
Oh, wait a minute. He said, oh yeah, she's sweetheart. She says, well, Dr. FX says James watches a lot of RP content. Then it says Mike C says RP equals red pill. What is?
I'm not a red pillar.
What is that? Is that like
toxic, man.
Is that like the Matrix?
Toxic.
Huh?
That red pill stuff's toxic.
What is the red pill?
So there's not to get into a big discussion about it. Some of what they talk about, it's a men's kind of group. So, it's a group of guys. And I get what they're saying. At the surface level, they're saying, all women are bad and, they're not trustworthy and this and that. And a lot of guys that have been burned in relationships or divorces and stuff like that. And, I can definitely sympathize for that because, there are bad people in the world. That's the reality of life. But, a lot of them have sworn off women. That's part of the red pill is no more dating women, going your own way, that kind of philosophies. To me, I just don't think that that's a happy, natural life. I think as a man, if you're a heterosexual man, you know, it's nice to have a good partner. You know, my partner, when I was married to her we were together for like 15 years. She helped me she was the only person that encouraged me to go after my dreams and start a business. And, you know, I've been very successful as a result. And it came from having a good woman who believed in me, who pushed me, who motivated me, who told me I could do it. And she supported that. And if I didn't have a good woman like that at the time, I wouldn't be where I am today. So the red pill movement to me, I think it dissuades and discourages guys from, you know, going and having everything that they could want in their life. I really do. I think it's not a good thing. I think it's very toxic.
Well, Dr. FX Swing says red pill talks a lot about women and how to deal with them so you can avoid problems.
You don't have to deal with women. You just have to manage your own life. If somebody's not fitting well with your life, you just walk away. It's that simple.
Good answer. Good answer.
You guys make it too complicated.
Hey, Court Holmes says rule 1. James Moore says, that's the MG toe thing, which is kind of like I hate women thing. Yeah. You know what? On the chat line, I've had some people comment. We've had some challenges of recently by some of the language, and because I have women in the group also, we've been challenged lately because of that. But I do recall someone actually stating that, you know, all women lie, or all women in Colombia lie. They all treat you, you know, and you're way far from the truth. I mean, and one thing you'll realize, you know, I'm 58. I know way more now than I did when I was 48. I knew way more at 48 than when I was 38, and same on down 28, 18. The older you get, the more you learn, you know, hopefully.
Hey, the whole thing about lying, here's the thing. It's a matter of perspective. You know, women do lie, but a lot of the reasons why women lie is because of fear. They don't want to get punched in the face.
Men lie too.
So you guys got to understand, and a lot of times women will lie also because they're trying to keep the peace. You got to understand the feminine nature, which is bonding and connecting and love. And you have to understand that a lie can either be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. You know, a lie can save a marriage. It can, you know, keep peace in the house, or a lie could be deception. And when you come across a person who's a deceiver and is trying to deceive you and is lying in order to cover up bad deeds and stuff like that, that's a bad person. You just walk away. But not all people are like that, because at the end of the day, good people are the ones that survive because they have connections, they have a network. And people that are bad, they lose friendships, they break those relationships, and they end up alone. And, you know, we need those connections for job opportunities, for new romance, meeting new people, new friendship, promotion. You know, that's why Rob's channel is going to blow up, because it's a great community. And, you know, when you have a great community, it attracts more great people, and it's going to grow. This channel is going to grow like crazy. I
do feel blessed that I have a quality group of individuals that watch my videos. You know, the sad thing is I look at the analytics, and 27 to 30% of the people that watch my videos are subscribers. The other 70% don't subscribe. So I still have more people to watch the videos, but they don't subscribe. I don't know, maybe there's too much subscribing going on. I don't get it. But I think I have a great group of people. I think we have the information that I've seen in our WhatsApp group, phenomenal. I mean, I've seen some questions, and, you know, I miss some stuff because I do work a day job, or I may leave the room and come back in 5 minutes and look at it, and it shows you what you missed. And I'll see a question, I start to answer, but scroll a little bit further, and somebody's answered that question in like less than 30 seconds. You know, Rose is good. Right. Luis, our moderator, is good. I mean, we have some people that are like spot on. And now we got the love doctor in there. So we are good now.
Do a series on this. I'll tell you, man, I've thought about doing that because, you know, a lot of my friends, I had a friend, unfortunately, very, very affluent attorney, very good looking dude, one of my brothers. He's killed himself, man. And it's just because he could never seem to find happiness. And after that, I just kind of always had a soft spot for like wanting to help people, you know. And I'm like you, like I love what you're doing with all the activities and raising money for your, different groups and giving back. That's huge. I work with a lot of very successful people that make 8-9 figures a year. These are very wealthy people. And the one thing they have in common is they give back. That is definitely a secret for success. There's no doubt about it.
You get what you give. I truly believe. If you don't give, you don't get. Okay, so Dr. Swing says, Dr. FX Swing says, Red Pill talks a lot about women and how to deal with them. So you don't, I already said that one. Okay. That's the MG Toe thing, which is kind of like I hate women thing. Like MG Toe, men go their own way. Now I'm seeing it. I've never heard, this is totally new for me. I've never heard of that before in my life.
It's toxic, man. That stuff is like designed to make men depressed. It's just, you guys got to get away from that stuff.
What
it's just
is
really
it?
toxic. An
organization?
It's funny because one of the godfathers of the Red Pill movement is married. So he's like dogging out women, but he's married and he's got kids. And I'm like, it's just crazy, man. It's just, guys, please get away from that stuff. You deserve to be happy and successful in all areas of your life. Mm-hmm. Not all women are bad. Is your mom bad? My mom's just not bad. I love my mom. She's great.
Yep. Same
not
here.
All women are bad.
Yep. I love my mom. I'm thankful and blessed. So, and like, again, I repeat what Israel said. You got to have the attitude of gratitude. If you are thankful, things come to you. You attract what you want. James Moore says, yeah, the trick with women is simple. Both parties need to have their own lives and give each other the space. Exactly. Yeah. I agree with that. I'm doing this right now, and my girl left to go do her thing for a few hours. So, Mr. Dacus, the navigator, says, I prefer exploring my dating options rather than complain about the ones who aren't on my level. J Love's always got information, good information to share. Where is he? Okay, J Love says Colombian women are not that easy to meet. Speaking Spanish is important, but appearance trumps everything in Colombia, especially in Medellin. It's the South Beach of Vegas of Colombia. I got you. And
not
he knows.
Necessarily, it's your vibe. It's the vibe you're giving.
Mm-hmm. But appearance is your vibe. It's part of your vibe.
Women are very. What's that, Rob?
Appearance is part of your vibe. Don't you agree? How you portray yourself.
Dude, I can tell you, there's one of my good friends. God bless him, man. He looks like a donkey. But this guy is magic when it comes to women, man. It's your vibe. It's the energy. It's how women. Men are visual creatures. We're the ones that look at beauty. That's why women get boob jobs and get their nails done, their hair, and all that.
Yep.
Women don't care about that stuff.
Yep.
It's more in, that's why they'll say confidence, but it's really the vibe. It's the energy you're giving off. Are you a happy guy?
Confidence is your vibe. Yeah, I think confidence is your vibe.
It's that energy, man. I'm telling you.
What you're putting out into the universe. Exactly. Okay, James Moore says, the funny thing is that MG Toe guys are the same crowd addicted to OnlyFans and Charter Mate, whatever that is.
That's a joke, and that was a good joke. I like that.
Okay. J Love says Colombia is the only one of the few countries in the world that 50, 60 somethings wear braces. Yeah, I think it's a status symbol at that point, isn't it?
That was a good joke, man. That was hilarious.
Exactly. Us men are like the light switch, and women are like a volume knob.
That's right. That's a great analogy.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's a great analogy. Very well said, man. That was awesome.
Men are like a light switch and women are like the volume knob. That is good. Can I use that? Where'd you get that from, DJ?
But that's why women test you about the vinyl stuff and making you do these little games, because they're seeing if they can flip that little light switch, and you lose if you do. You just be like, well, whatever. You buy me an iPhone. What are you talking about? I want the iPhone 15. Give it to me right now.
Yeah, I don't get. How do you? I don't know. I'm different. How do you buy somebody an iPhone though? How do you buy somebody a phone? I don't know. Especially if they ask you for it.
It's just a way. It's a way that they can show off to their friends like they got you by the cojones, basically. You never do that. Do not ever
do that. Do not spend a lot of money on women. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. Or 100% irony. Yes, please. Johnny Jenkins says, I gotta say this. I have come across women that will tell you on thing. Is that one thing? And their social media shows them married or have a man. So you have to research the person you are with and do not give them.
That's why I don't do online dating.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I met my girl online. We met soon after though, because I'm not gonna sit talking online. That's just, you know, the way I met her.
The Philippines is different though.
No, she's here, man. She's been here she's been here. She was born there.
So she was already living in America.
Oh yeah, she was just born there. Yeah. Okay, Johnny Jenkins. A phone is a phone. It's much more than what they had from before. But I promise you, we'll find a gringo that will unfortunately get got. Oh, always, every day, right now while we're talking, somebody's getting got. Back in my pickup artist days, okay, I learned that analogy. Oh, that's where you heard that from? Okay, so it used to be a pickpocket. Oh, a pickup artist. Okay. Okay, I mixed that one up. And your pickup artist days. I got you. Okay, much appreciated, guys. Can I get some likes before I get out of here? And again, we've been going for over 3 hours, and I gotta eat. Brother gotta eat. So again, hey James, I'm gonna jump out here. Anybody else who comments afterwards, I'm gonna go ahead and follow up. Obviously, I respond to all my comments. I check whoever comments. I check and see what your website is. If you have a YouTube channel, if it's something I'm interested in, I join. I do not do this sub for sub thing. So please don't contact me saying, you know, like me and I like you. I don't do it like that. But much appreciation to Israel, to James for being here, dude. We got to do this again. Much appreciated. And I'm sure this group right here would love to have you back too. So we will do this again, and maybe in a I don't know. It's actually pretty good this way live because they're asking questions and you're answering like the Love Doctor. Now you got a new nickname, man. Change your name and WhatsApp.
That was fun. Appreciate you guys. Like DC Rob, man. He's got great content. I'm telling you, I've learned so much joining the group. Join the WhatsApp group. You got to email him, and then he'll send you the link. Do it. It's awesome. And hey, I'm gonna leave, but thanks, Rob. Anytime, man. This is fun. We messaged you earlier, so yeah, just let me know, man.
Much appreciated. I'll talk to you later, James. Have a good one.
Peace.
Okay. Bye, all right. Later. There you have it. Thanks again. Do me a favor, if you're getting any benefit out of my videos, hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be alerted of any new videos, and of course, like on your way out if you can. Much appreciated, guys. I got to get out here and eat. Anyway, we'll see you soon. And look for my next video again. I'm editing it now with the polyglot, the gentleman from the Republic of Congo that speaks 8 languages and going to give us some tips. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Hope you're not in Texas. Talk to you later.